God, it's like, hey, can you tell me what number is it on? I'm sorry right now, someone used to work at a convenience store. It doesn't matter what number the rolls are on. It's all randomized. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Ah. So my barbarian now has a pet bear in my Sunday game. It's a cave bear. And I'm on vacation. Don't work for a week.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey. Hey.
Ow!
Fucking cat. My carpet's already fucked up. You want to fuck it up some more?
Oh my god, he's doing the putting his claws in it.
Oh, you have no idea.
He's like, oh, Dad, I'm just gonna come over here and sharpen my claws in the carpet. I hope you don't mind.
Dude, I've tried it. I went in the first year. I bought a water ball spray, and then the motherfucker built up an immunity. He doesn't phase him anymore.
Honestly, if the cat trees work really well for that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, they'll still.
I have a scratching post. I have a cat tree. He's just being a little bit of an asshole when he does it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, Dad, you haven't paid attention to me in a whole 5 minutes, and I know I've been laying over there, and I haven't been asking, but all of a sudden, now that your attention isn't available to me, I'm just gonna tear up this carpet to let you know I'm displeased with you.
Yeah. So. Level 8.
Woo, level 8.
I get 2 attacks now. Thank Christ.
I don't yet.
Technically 3 if I use my Warhammer, or if I use my of one of my abilities. Not Guide Strike. Where's the War Domain ability? Is it Blessing of the War God? It's something like that. Hang on, class features. Yeah, War Priest. I can make 3 attacks if I wanted to.
I just got 1 more level in Sorcerer, and then I get Spirit Guardians, and then I'm never touching Sorcerer levels again.
Oh. God. I don't know who they're gonna get to invoice next week, because I'm not there, but I don't fucking care!
Whoop whoop! Alright, actually, weird question, because after I get, after I get 5 in Sorcerer and 6 in Warlock, should I go Artificer or Wizard?
I say Wizard just to piss off Sky.
Honestly, it would be hilarious to piss off Sky that way.
I know. My plan is to get 6 levels in Paladin, so I could get the Aura Protection. So, in case we're grouped up, all you motherfuckers have a +2 to your saves.
I was thinking. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And then, since this game goes to, I think, level 10, do my last level in Cleric, and by that time we'll probably have the Sunblade. And then so you guys are probably gonna give it to me, because backstory reasons.
Well, nobody else can use it, I don't think. Oh wait, no, Frostpaw. Yeah.
Frostpaw, Mila.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna take the Slasher Feat with the Sunblade.
Nice. I was thinking of going Artillerist Artificer just so I could get the Protector Cannon and literally just be like, as a bonus action, have the Imp fly around invisibly and just giving all of you all temp HP. Neon! My if I go wizard, I'm definitely going abjuration.
Level 9 is where everything's going to change, because level 9 also, if Milo sticks with barbarian, Milo gets brutal critical.
Is she just straight barbarian?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Frostpaw and Milo are the only ones who haven't cross-class. We have Druid Barbarian, Wizard Bard, Paladin Cleric, and Warlock Sorcerer.
Well, it's a funny too because isn't like Sky bans multi-classing in his game, so I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing over here, bud? Oh, hey, Kahuna. Mangalore.
Hello? Every fucking time you and me talk, someone joins, I get knocked off for some stupid reason.
Can you hear me?
Is this
Yeah.
thing on?
Okay. Hey, what's up, Mangalore?
I think I need to adjust my headset again.
How are the in-laws?
No, these are his parents. I don't think these are the in-laws.
Well.
Mangalore, if you're speaking, I can't hear you.
He's just gonna touch that.
Huh. Hmm. Oren, I've got a weird question for you.
Yes, I am taking Spirit Guardians.
Oh, you are? That'll
I'm
make
a Cleric Paladin.
that'll make this even better. So, I think our break glass in case of emergency tactic should be me jumping on your back and both of us popping Spirit Guardians at the same time. It's like, oh, you started your serve. You started your turn next to Oren, huh? Okay, roll me. What is it? 68. Oh, you saved one? We'll take half on that one. What about the other one? Hey, Frostpaw.
Doubles. Hello.
Can you guys hear me okay with this headset?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
You sound good.
Is there a lot of background noise?
No.
Nope, none at all.
Good. Cool.
Awesome.
That'll work.
So, are you taking level in Druid or level in Barbarian?
That's a good question. What are we, level 6?
We're level 8.
Oh, geez. I am way behind. Okay, 7. Yeah, okay, 8. Huh. I think I'll take a level in Druid, probably.
That sounds like fun. Frostpaw, are you there? Oh, sorry.
Yep,
Hey!
Cool.
I'm here. It just keeps kind of trying to connect to my fucking computer microphone instead of my headphones. I don't know what's up.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's
I actually,
really irritating.
I actually had to call my friend who's good with text because I never fucked with a headset before because I used to do it with my phone. But when I finally, had something called money and I was able to buy a headset, finally, I had to call my friend like, so how do I connect it to the blah blah blah?
You get money? I've just been trading people acorns for things I need.
Because those acorns. Well, hang on. Acorns are very fucking dangerous nowadays. One almost took down a cop.
Oh.
I remember that story.
Oh my god, I saw that! They fucking... The acorn hit the top of the car, the cop just... The two cops almost, like, kill a guy in the back of his seat.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was awesome. No, the news story this week is the Willy Wonka experience. Oh,
I saw that one, too.
So much cringe and so much life at the same time. I was like, they had to know this was a scam. They had to know this was a scam. And then they got caught. The fucking Oompa Loompa meth lab. Oh.
I think it was somebody legitimately trying, but they were just very poor in executing.
This is know what this reminds me of? This is like an Eddie scam from Ed and Eddie. And I was like, you know what? You hit the nail on the head right there.
Yeah, my thought was kind of.
Oh, you're cutting in and out.
It seemed like they had like $5,000 in a dream, and then they already booked the venue, and then realized that was not anywhere near enough money to execution.
That's what I thought happened, pretty much. You were cutting out really bad there, by the way, Frostpaw.
Listen, I have done some bad. I have been in some. I have gone to some bad cons and been in some bad children's theater performances, but not to the point where I'm like, ugh. Just if I was a parent with my child and I walked in, I would immediately 360 and go right to the venue manager and be like, "Yeah, no."
I'm back. Is my voice any better?
It's way better.
Yes.
Sweet,
I would
okay.
go to the con head or whoever was like in charge of this. I'd be like, "Yeah, no," and just stick out my hand, give it back.
Wait,
I'd be like, "Give it back now."
wait, was that Mila talking and I confused her for Frostpaw?
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't looking. I was managing stuff.
You see, Mila speaks with a Midwestern accent, and Frostball speaks with a Pacific Northwest accent. How do you not know the difference?
Honestly, well,
Does anybody know how long GM's Day discounts are supposed to last?
What?
The discounts on Roll20.
Oh, I have no idea.
You know?
But I may or may not be buying Chains of Asmodeus soon.
Ooh.
Well, they're doing Descent to
It
Avernus.
sounds exciting.
Well, they're doing Descent to Avernus right now. It's like, hey,
Guys!
if you killed the first, you survived the first layer of hell. Want to go to the other 8?
Yeah.
Kill Asmodeus?
Why not? I did
Who
that in my
doesn't wanna go to hell?
first family campaign. That was fun.
You went through all the 9 layers of hell. You were
Memories.
literally Dante.
Yeah, we did.
You did the Dante campaign.
We kind of did.
Anyway,
are we just missing Sky and Fiend?
no Sky's here. We're just missing
Guys,
Fiend.
Oh, I didn't
He's probably putting in a new mailbox as we speak.
see. Yeah, there he is.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
Right.
Guys,
Fiend.
quit.
Was it some guy backing up, or was it like some asshole kid with a baseball bat?
I bet it was a baseball bat.
That's a federal crime. You know that, right?
Yep.
The way it was to made it
Hello?
made it look like it was
Hey,
a
Fiend.
truck or something, though.
Hmm.
Hey, Fiend.
Hey, sorry about that. I
It's all good.
started working on fixing the mailbox and digging out all the old concrete, and I lost track of time.
Oh,
we,
boy.
Oh man.
we were literally just saying that was it, yeah.
Yeah, I was making fun of you. You're like, oh, he's probably doing the mailbox, and then you come in like, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like, oh shit, I got it.
Nailed it.
Nail
Well,
gun! Oh, sorry.
Yes and no. We got everything, but then we also realized that we didn't buy this like piece that goes in between the post and the actual mailbox. So then we thought, oh, we'll just use the one from the old mailbox. But when we started taking it apart, come to find out there's just a ton of spider eggs and stuff in there. When we started undoing that,
No.
a whole bunch of spiders came out of that as well. So it was just a whole lot of nope. So it's been a fun
That
day.
is-
The drought took over.
A lot of
Is it sad my reaction to that is just another day?
What kind of days do you have against spiders?
Well, have you ever climbed underneath a house before?
You mean?
Unwillingly, like once? Yeah.
Well, like, alright, so my day job, I spend a lot of time helping my uncle do construction, and I do stuff like going underneath the houses and cutting out insulation and plastic and stuff like that. You want to talk about spiders? I can't count the number of times I've cut into plastic and then just literally been covered in spiders or ants, and then just have to very calmly, the whole time I'm having a panic attack, just climb out from underneath the house, calmly get out, and then just go, ah! It's just like get it all off my face.
that super sucks.
Oh, it's so
That-
fun.
No,
Hmm.
no.
They-
I'll I'll be in my little office with my little computer, with my little safe space, do my
What?
little invoicing.
You don't like foreign objects crawling up your nose and having to blow out whole ants and spiders into a napkin?
No, no.
No.
Oh,
Welcome to working class America, people.
We are work
I might have
America.
horror from cable. He had a lot of
Anyway.
similar stories of having to like crawl through people's attics and finding spiders and gross lizards and
That's how.
whatever.
That's how you end up as Robert Stack going. It seemed like a normal attic, but then when we went up, they found a corpse from 30 years ago. To this day, authorities will make this mystery unsolved. And then the Unsolved Mysteries theme play.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
So- Are we ready to
My
rock and roll?
grandma's- Fun fact, my Nana's favorite show of all time. Right next to Young and the Restless.
My favorite show of all time.
What? Young and the Restless?
No, Unsolved Mysteries.
Man, we need to bring back Unsolved Mysteries back. Put it on YouTube. Make the kids
Guys!
feel like Lupus.
Quit!
Get that scared up.
That's where
Quick.
I watch it now, is on
Quick.
YouTube. They have like full classic episodes.
Oh shit! Really? I've been
Netflix
watching.
tried to reboot it a little while ago, but they only did one season because
There's no Robert
Netflix.
Stack. You need Robert Stack. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's
I know.
I've been watching really cheesy 90s sitcoms lately because I'm on vacation.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I've been watching like Living Single and Martin. It's like I have HBO Max. I haven't done anything with it.
Martin!
Yep. And Living Single and Martin, like all those early 90s Friends ripoff shows. But
Love it.
if you talk to Living Single, Queen Latifah says, no, we came up with the premise before Friends did. They stole from us. There's a whole thing about that. Anyway,
Well, speaking of whole things about that, who wants to go over our whole recap of last session?
We did kind of a lot of stuff last time, didn't we?
We did.
I know we started with
Wolf.
a wolf fight because Strahd's wussy ass followed us home, or tricked us into leading him to our home, and we fought him the session before, and then he left, and left us with some wolf friends.
We burst into bats and flew away.
We went to the vineyard, returned one of their stones.
Yeah.
mhm.
And got a way into Kresk if we would like.
Yep.
And my like weapon.
We
getting
talked to
upgrades.
Davey. Yes.
Mhm.
And we talked to Davey a whole bunch too about Kirill and Emil and everybody
Yeah,
who
we
was
can
at
info dump.
everybody who was at the party.
Oh, here it is.
And we started thinking about Strahd's wives.
Oh yeah.
And
Here's
maybe
the recap I
kinda
got when I
talk to
was
them.
away from the table. This is cool. It says, in the shadow of the towering keep, the weary adventurers find a brief respite, hastily tending to their wounds as the echoes of a recent battle fades. Eerie howls of wolves pierce the night air, signaling a new threat looming on the horizon. 13 pairs of glowing eyes emerged from the darkness, accompanied by the ominous presence of 2 massive dire wolves. With blades drawn and spells at the ready, the party braced themselves for another grueling confrontation. Though bloodied and exhausted, they fought with a fierce determination, their very survival fueling their resolve. Round after round, they clashed with the ferocious pack, each member of the party pushing themselves beyond their limits to overcome relentless onslaught, until finally, amidst the chaos of the battle, the last of the wolf fell, leaving only the silence in its wake. But their victory was short-lived as Strahd himself materialized atop the adventurer's wagon. His imposing figure, cloaked in tattered garments, bore witness to the recent skirmish. With a mixture of disdain and begrudging respect, he addressed the party, acknowledging their prowess in combat, and warning them he'll be prepared next time. As just as quickly as appeared, Strahd transformed into a swarm of bats, vanishing into the darkness, leaving the adventurers to ponder the cryptic words he left behind. A safe no longer assured of the keep, he resolved to seek refuge elsewhere, guiding Irina towards the sanctuary of the winery. Within its walls, the comforting warmth of flickering torches, they recounted their harrowing tales to Davy, describing their every word. In the exchange of the stories, secrets long buried began to resurface, shedding lights on the intricate web of alliances in the dark realm of Barovia. They learned that the werewolves' unsettling influence had befallen the honorable pack. Moreover, whispers of Strahd's consorts shivers down their spines, each name carrying with it the weight of dread. Empowered by newfound knowledge of the emboldened Davy's support, the party entrusted him with a precious emerald retrieved from Baba's clutches. In return, Davy pledged his aid, not in the form of magical artifacts, but in the subtle art of enhancing their existing arsenal, a promise that carried the faint glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness of Barovia. This message brought to you by the Fiend.
That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Manglar, accept a
wrote it.
reroll for the session.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the recap. He wrote it. That's awesome.
That was very good.
It was great narration.
Thank you. Not bad. Me taking voice lessons in spare time.
I was just imagining like
Good for you,
Manglar.
Manglar.
All of a sudden he snaps out of his pants. I don't know where that came from.
I think this is the most articulate I've ever heard Manglar be.
It's kind of like when you read the original Frankenstein and you go to the chapter, which is Frankenstein talking for like 50 pages. That's what it felt like.
Putting on the Reds.
I'm sorry, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Rolled my eyes.
No, don't you dare apologize.
Thank you.
So we are currently at the winery still, correct? Or did we arrive at
Yes.
Kresk last time?
We long rested
We
and
did
got
not.
level 8. I know that for a fact.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Milo was getting her weapon upgraded. That's where we left off.
And I was
Yeah,
actually
armor
Plus 5
upgraded.
strength now.
Woo!
I'm gonna spend this time to go. I can go
I'm
ahead and
here,
apply my
I'm
manual, or I can go ahead and apply my manual body of
Hi,
health, right?
Sky.
Howdy, howdy.
Uh,
Hey, Sky.
What was Sky doing this whole time? DM.
I was just hanging out in the back. I'm assuming you were just kind of helping protect Irina during some of the fights. I had you and Manglar kind of shooting out little things here and there from the back.
Fair enough.
Mostly,
fair
I
enough.
leave you guys kind of just logged out. 'Cause I don't know. I don't like making decisions for characters that aren't here.
Well, yeah, no, I just meant like literally. What was he? Like,
yeah.
he obviously didn't poop out of existence, so I was wondering what he was up to.
Just leading from the back.
So who all took time to actually get an item improved by the wife?
I got
I
a.
did.
I upgraded my armor. I just got a +2 breastplate.
I'm getting a put on my hammer.
All right, and then you guys can leave another 2 items while you deliver the wine as well, if you like. It is the winery's cart, and they do expect it back.
Well, obviously. Well, we could probably travel alongside or behind it with our cart, couldn't we?
Yeah, or like tether it and kind of tow it behind.
Okay, sounds like a good plan. The only item I could possibly improve is one that I'd need to wear, so I probably couldn't. But I was going to ask, what about my cloak of protection? Could I get an extra 1 to that?
I was gonna say for magic users, yeah, the cloak or like a ring of protection if you want to bump that up from like a 1 to a 2 or so forth. Yeah.
Okay, but I'll have to leave it, so that might be something I'll have to do later.
Yep, it does take her a bit of time to do.
Well, guys, what do you think? What are you guys thinking?
In terms of what?
What's our
Where
next
we're going
move?
next.
Yeah.
The 4 choices in front of us: the werewolf, Kresk. Shit, what were the other 2 again? I know it was werewolf, then Kresk. Shit, what were the other 2 again?
Fart
Okay.
and the
Allies.
consort's allies.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe the mystery of Kresk first.
I was saying Kresk as well.
I
That
haven't.
sounds good to me.
So we'll start our
They might
search
have
in Kresk.
information on- Yep.
Oh.
I could agree to that.
Okay. Onward to Kresk.
Guys,
I got some art that I'm going to put in the Discord.
Etch!
Your trip to Kresk is a uneventful one. It is filled with woods and mist and mud, but your wheels don't sink in as much as they used to. As you start going a bit north, you're going to notice that the ground becomes a bit more frozen. The trees start to collect snow, become more white, and the landscape just begins to start changing.
I think you showed us this last time.
But as you come across this town, before you even make your way to it, you're going to notice that, unlike any other town or village that you've come across in Broad, this one is completely walled off. There are tall, sturdy stone walls completely wrapped around this village.
When we're about 10 minutes away from the village, I want to ritually cast Comprehend Languages, so that way I can just have that for an hour.
Okay.
Quit. Sky, do you think we should try to disguise Irina?
Well, who knows who's going to be in this town. We don't know if this town is loyal to him or not. That's probably a better idea than not.
Do we have anything? We are like Jasper's going to be looking around like to try. Wait, you're good with makeup, aren't you?
What are you looking at?
Well, I think he's looking at me because I'm the circus guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is Sky probably is good at. Sky would probably be the best one for this, considering he probably has helped people get ready for their acts before.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah. I can see what I can do. What do you got for me?
I don't have anything. That's actually why I was asking you.
All right. Well, let's see. Anybody have any sort of let's see. I only really have my writing materials. I have my my pen and ink.
You can draw a little mustache.
We could use some horsehair.
That's true.
Horsehair. That's not a bad idea.
Maybe a shawl or a cloak.
I think I have an extra cloak.
I use my purple cloak to bury the person in the
No. I have nothing.
Yeah. I don't have a disguise kit or anything.
We just put a dot of ink on her cheek. Nobody will recognize her.
I have minor illusion, but that would just last for a minute.
Sorry, Army, not Navy SEAL.
Jasper will think for a second and he'll be like, well, it's not a disguise, but I have an idea. And he'll dig around in his bag for a second and he'll pull out a flask of holy water. And he'll give it to Irina. If anybody grabs you for any reason, just dump this all over yourself and scream at the top of your lungs. It's vampire mace.
Oh, I've got an idea. I got a book a really long time ago that was about foraging in Barovia. Could I forage for stuff that could be used as like natural makeup?
Absolutely.
Hey.
I like that. Scanning your book, you can determine. Give me a nature or a survival.
Survival, please. 17.
Yeah. Scanning your book, you're able to look around and you're able to pick out a couple of berries that aren't poisonous and a couple of leaves and pieces of bark, and you're able to grind that down and just make up just a basic paint. Basic powders that, have pigment.
Cool.
Hair dye.
Yeah, you can throw essentially some charcoal and bark powder into her hair, turning it from black into a bit of a gray. And you can throw some of the same paint and kind of put it in bags under her eyes, and then put like a shawl around her face, and give her a bit of a hunch, and bam, old lady.
Boom.
Makeover time.
It's with a mix of the ladies and the circus guy working together.
Yeah, you guys can take 10 and essentially get a pretty decent disguise for having nothing. It's just kind of throwing it together.
Sounds like
you're
a plan.
You're pretty competent.
Well, and we could keep her in the wagon too, technically, but just in case.
I'm sure she might want to get out and explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like not a prisoner.
Yeah, we're not her simp.
No,
We're more like
Certainly not.
we're more like you can go, but you have to be back here in an hour, kind of deal.
babysitters.
Oh, protective
yeah.
parents.
I don't think anyone leaving her by herself is a fantastic idea.
I actually agree with that.
Well, we don't know what the hell's going on in this town anyway, so we don't know what we're gonna be walking
Right,
into.
right.
They might not let us just drive a wagon through the town. I mean, we're escorting their wine, but we don't know what their expectations are when it gets there.
It'd be
Do you have a
hilarious.
party marker on the map? I'm sorry.
They open the gates and just Strahd just waiting for us. Oh,
No, it'd be hilarious if they're like, "Oh, whoa! We don't let wagons drive around in our streets. You all have to carry each cask of wine individually to the tavern from here."
oh, that'd be no problem for like 3 of
No,
us.
I mean, they might not let us take our personal wagon. Like, if we have to escort it to their tavern or whatever, and then
Yeah.
that's as far as it goes.
Yeah, we'll have to
Where the
see.
whole town is oops all vampires.
Oops, all vampires. I love that cereal.
Just turns into a Blade sequel.
Is that rave music in the background?
Yeah, just all of a sudden strobe lights and rave music and just fog, and all of us are wearing leather and sunglasses at night.
What's
Oh my God, is that
Triple
my
H?
early 20s?
What's Triple H and Ryan Reynolds doing here? Oh shit, we're in Blade 3. Let's go. Bye. We're not in Blade 3 anymore.
I liked Blade 3. It wasn't good as the other ones, but
I hated Blade 3. Oh, Blade 3 sucked.
there were some redeeming parts, but it wasn't good. It wasn't great, but like it was okay. But yeah, no. Getting back on track and back on the road, you guys are right about here. Just right before the road winds down and gets to the gates. As you can see, the gates are a bit imposing. They are stationed, and you can see them down here at the bottom left. But they are accompanied by 2 large towers, and you can see the occasional guard walking across the top of the wall, just doing a bit of a patrol. There's going to be 2 guards stationed at this gate. You can see a little bit of light coming from the guard tower.
Well, I mean,
well, should we say hello?
yeah, it's not like we're hiding.
Yes.
Yeah, probably best.
Hello there!
As you roll your wagon forward and it comes closer and you yell out. And you see a couple of guards step out and kind of cock their head and scratch the back of it. Hello. Can I help you?
We come bearing
Are you
wine from the vineyard. We have a delivery.
Oh. One moment. I'm gonna grab the burgomaster. Just stay there. And this guard runs off, and you see the other guard just kind of come from the guard tower, and he's just kind of leaning and just chewing on some bread. Just kind of gives you guys a nod.
Just politely nod back.
Did they seem on edge at all?
On edge, no. But you guys aren't the usual delivery people. And if we're being frank, you don't exactly look normal.
Yeah, crap. Nobody in our party looks normal.
Does the cart?
I mean,
does
maybe
the cart look-
Mila. I'm just saying, out of if we're all judging by our appearances, we only have one person from the player's handbook. Let's put it like that.
I guess to make them a little less on edge, he will take out his flute and start playing like a nice melodious tune.
Oh, that'd be good.
You see the guard
proficient in.
the guard just leaning up against the wall, just kind of eating his bread, just kind of nodding along, just kind of waiting for the burgomaster and the other guard to arrive. And after about 5 or so minutes, he comes and he's going to look at you, and you can tell this is definitely someone with authority just by his clothing. It's not dull colored guards, but it's a bright hues of blue. Oh, there's silk and frayed bits of cotton. While it does look exquisite, it also does look a bit second-hand. Like he's not the first or the second or possibly the third to wear it. Hello there! Pardon me, I see you have the usual wine, but you're not the usual fellows, or ladies, or dare I say humans that we normally deal with.
Due to the nature of the danger of the delivery, our master has seen it fit to send us in his stead, or in their stead.
That would explain the lack of deliveries for quite some time. We've actually been running low on our stores, so this is a sight for sore eyes. You are okay with handing over any weaponry while you are staying in Carez?
Sky doesn't care because he's a wizard. He doesn't give a shit.
Jess will be like,
you just see the 3 frontliners just hear that and all of a sudden go, bitch.
Aw.
could we dispose of them by our own means?
I can see your hesitation. We don't normally offer this, but on special occasion we do offer a exception. He's going to grab his pouch and he's going to grab a handful and he's going to grab this handful of copper wire and he's going to throw it out and it's going to land on the ground at the gates. If you'd be so kind as to secure your weapons to whatever hilt or guard with that wire, my men will inspect it.
Can I have an Arcana check to see what kind of magic that is?
Yeah, I would like to help him with that.
Sure.
All right. Oh, you're helping me? All right.
Yeah.
Also, someone. Oh,
That is
Welcome
a 16, I guess.
as you're looking over this copper wire. It is mundane. It's old. It's just copper wire.
I think he was.
Is it like a peace bond at like an anime con?
Well, I was assuming that he was asking what kind of spell would it be a component for.
It's nothing like that. It's essentially, if your sword is wired to the sheath, you can't draw it. You can't draw the blade out.
Oh, got you. Okay.
It would take, yeah.
It's peace tide.
I was right. It is peace tide like an anime con. I was right. All right.
Okay.
It's
So-
peace tide. There's a city in the Forgotten Realms that does that all the fucking time. I forget which one it is though.
Alright. Well, I mean, I don't really wield melee weapons. I've got my silvered quarterstaff. I'll look to that and be like, my walking stick should be fine, correct?
Walking sticks are walking sticks. It's a stick. Just don't hit anybody with it, and we won't have a problem.
Absolutely. Didn't plan on it.
I'm a priest, and my holy symbol is my flail. Would you allow me to worship the flail?
Worship the flail.
Worship the flail.
I'm a priest.
Sky will slowly
Would you-
turn to
would
you and
you-
raise his eyebrow. Like, are you serious?
Jasper's also a little.
Hey! I'm a war priest, and this is what our holy symbol is.
And you can keep your flail, but if you would please just wire the head of the chain to the hilt. This way, it would be, for most parts, unusable in combat. You can keep it. You can keep it on your person. That's fine.
Oh man, I just in my head I'm a little like I knew should have took that fucking feat where I shield bash people. It says nothing about shield.
Meanwhile, Jasper and
Yeah,
Sky. The two of us are just Jasper and Sky are just shrugging, like, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
like, and.
Right. I am the weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying. We also have a weapon in our midst. We have Manglore, who can transform into deadly creatures. So
I don't know
That
that.
is true.
My deadly creature is a fireball.
You guys have how tempted I was to just run around the corner really quick and be like, give me all of your weapons! And then just grab your weapons, go into my ring, and be like, yep, see, we didn't have any weapons, don't know what you're talking about.
Lila's
I will
just
do it,
rifling
but
through
I'll
her
make
sack,
the-
taking out her javelin and her.
you see the front
chainsaw and her
javelin,
knives.
flail, axe, just all the weapons, daggers.
She's like the dwarfs from
She's got a small pile happening.
Yeah, from the Hobbit. But anyways,
But anyways, yes, your weapons are wired. Those of you that have them, and then once that happens, a guard comes out once the gate is opened and inspects them just to make sure that you secure them securely and not, a little half-heartedly. After that, you are let into the gates. But as you enter, you will see that the burgomaster is waiting there for you, and he's just going to walk along the wagon as it comes, and he's going to escort you to the storehouse. He's going to let you know that Kresk is very independent. We don't really accept outsiders. We take pride in our seclusion and our safety. And as you start looking around and you kind of get an eye for Kresk, you see that it's very, in a sense, very Amish. Everyone is very busy. There's not a lot of free time. Everyone's
And they're
usually doing
hummings?
something. Yes, you could hear, people humming and
No,
songs
humming.
and
Like human.
Oh, yes.
Very human.
Yes, everyone's very human. You might see the occasional dwarf or halfling, but it is very few and far between.
God, Barovia is like the most boring fucking country ever. There's like nothing for humans.
It's a demi-plane, man. I don't know what to tell you.
So lost,
I like
living
this
in
the
the
nod.
room.
We're probably like exotic looking to these people.
I
Yes.
know a lot of Obadiahs and Zebediahs running around.
As you start passing, and as the burgomaster kind of gives a bit of a monologue and pride about the town and how over here we have our sheep, and you can see this almost simple-looking fellow without a shirt, just kind of tending to this flock of probably 3 dozen white sheep. And over here we have our root farm. We have basically any kind of nuts or roots you can really want. We have a couple of trees here we use for harvesting, for timber, for, again, nuts, for fruit that we can grow. And over here we have some of the vegetables we could grow. And you should look around. You can tell this whole place is actually really self-sustained. They actually don't need to leave for anything.
How are you able to grow the food here?
That is the coolest.
Yeah, Sky's gonna inquire how the crops are so good when the light source is garbage.
Well, hold on. We know that the winery needs those gems to be able to grow anything. How are they growing stuff?
Well, we can't grow too much. Again, it's roots, berries, minor fruits. We have some minor trees, but it's
The kind of stuff that'll grow everywhere.
a bit, yeah. It's a bit more resilient.
It's very similar to like how the ancient or the Aborigines used to live.
Like they're growing like corn and like carrots for like potatoes.
Yeah.
Real hardy root system.
Hardy, high calorie or calorie dense foods that will last. Got it.
What's that random pond up top?
As you start getting to, we'll say,
How do you all keep yourselves so protected?
protected. Well, there's no need for protection when our walls are secure.
Oh, the walls are the only security?
Well, we have manned patrols. We have guards that patrol the walls pretty regularly. It's, I don't want to say it's easy, but I think the last trouble we had were with a couple of wolves.
Oh, that is convenient.
Why does your town have such big open spots where there are no walls, like here?
So that's actually a part of like elevation, I believe.
Yeah, it's a mountain.
If you look above it, it's like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, the mountains over here, but there's still like a huge area here where you can just sneak in.
All those lines are mountain ridges. I'm pretty sure, Sky.
Yes, that's like 400 feet above.
Oh, are they? Okay, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
There's no 3D modeling on this.
I know it's.
It's if you remember. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would love a topographical Barovia map.
It was probably already invented already. Curse of Strahd is the most popular module right now.
I'm actually part of a Discord where a guy is building Curse of Strahd in 3D in
I saw that.
Yeah.
They actually Beals and Grimm's just re-released their Curse of Strahd campaign box with more shit in it.
One of my friends is actually running a female Strahd campaign.
I've seen
That's awesome.
I've seen that so many times on Start Playing Games.
It's honestly female Strahd for some reason is less creepy because a male fawning after a woman seems way more creepy than a female fawning after a man for some reason.
No, they're both. It's both creepy. Both creepy, but I like the art for female Strahd better than the art of male Strahd.
Yeah,
like the art better.
Right. So, anyways, where were we at, Fiend?
I'm thinking the storehouse is probably going to be maybe like somewhere over here. Doesn't really give me an exact location, but I just need a house. So maybe just one of these houses up here. Just a building, and it's very much just a warehouse. You see timber put to one side. Actually, roll me perceptions. Why am I just telling you guys stuff?
God.
Fair point.
Nope.
God. No.
Yeah, we're not really seeing anything.
Nope, I'm playing my flute.
Mangalore is.
Manglar. You know, can I just say, I love that you are just always the one that like sees the stuff like this.
I got nothing better to do. I'm just.
As you guys make your way to the storehouse, you are looking around, and you guys basically see what seems to be stores, but like a stockpile. It seems to be almost in excess. You see timber, but it's stacked to the ceiling. You see roots, boxes of them, and they're all labeled. You see coal, again, crates of them, barrels, and the wine already has a place for it, and it's almost a snug fit, as you guys have to almost push the wine barrels just to get them in, just because, again, it is just little spaces in between them and the next box. They're storing and getting ready for winter. Mangalore, as everyone is starting to push these boxes and push these crates and get these barrels of wine in place, you're just kind of looking around, nosing around, and you see a mouse just kind of scurrying around, and you just decide to follow after it. Your druidic nature is, getting the better of you. And as you bend a corner of some supplies, it scurries under a crate, and you lose sight of it. But you do see a box in the corner, and it looks like the top has been smashed. And you can see that on the side of it, it was labeled jerky, salted meats. As you peer inside this box, though, it is completely empty. And this is a crate. I mean, this is a box that you could, if the lid wasn't there, you could climb in and have a bit of a room to move around. This is a good size wooden box. This is probably like 100 pounds worth of meat that would fit in here.
And the mouse probably wasn't all that fattened.
It was just an average looking mouse.
I'd be frightened if a mouse could eat all that.
If you give a mouse some jerky.
That mouse would be jacked.
I know shit.
Fun fact.
So much protein.
Fun fact.
Rodents of
Mice.
unusual size? I don't think they exist.
I'm pretty sure mice eat like 300 times their body weight a day.
I don't think that's accurate.
Oh, Jesus.
It is. Oh no, they have. Most rodents have super high metabolisms and have to constantly be eating, or they will die.
Wait,
300 might be. 300 might be a little high. Oh, God.
Jasper, didn't you work part of a pet store? Did you not sell pet mice?
No, we sold pet, or they weren't pets. They were feeders.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, that's that's what I was saying. Is because I had to refill their food and water twice a day, every day. Otherwise, I'd come in the morning and they would choose one of their mice brethren to sacrifice and eat.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Here we go. Mice eat between 10 to 15% of their body weight daily.
Oh,
There
10
you
to
go.
15%. Okay, dang.
Yeah, 300. I was saying 300 times is not physically possible. There wouldn't be enough food.
I mean, if it was there, they would probably try it.
Yeah.
But it's 15%.
Gosh, Mickey, what happened to Donald? Oh, Goofy. Well, we eat 300 times a day, so Donald had to get sacrificed.
Anyways,
You don't even know how accurate that is. Like, the reason why I will never own rats is I had an ex that owned two of them, and then she just woke up one day to one being just died of old age, and the other one had already started
eating on them. Yeah, well, honestly though, they're really good pets though. Like mine came to me when I called them. They'd put their heads on your hand, and you could pet them, and they'd wag their tails. They're pretty smart.
I had pet mice when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, sorry for sidetracking.
We're all ADHD, it happens, right? Anyway,
you guys are in the storehouse. You put the last barrel in place. you're wiping the spread.
Really, Vega?
The sweat from
Lay
your
down.
brow. Sigh of relief, and one of the commoners just comes up
Vega.
and hands you a water skin.
Lay down.
Not drink it.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, but got my own.
I'll drink it.
Technically, doesn't Orin have purify food and water?
I don't have it prepared now, but I'm also immune to disease, so if this thing is gonna give me like fucking sepsis, I'm immune to it.
Well, I don't think that's what we're worried about. It looks like Mangler can't speak with animals.
Yeah, I keep following the mouse and kind of ask him, what was in this crate? Who took the meat?
Okay, Sky, you're starting to cast that on the water skin, Mangler. As you are looking around the crates, you see the mouse, and you cast Speak with Animals, and as you ask the mouse some questions, it doesn't know who smashed that crate. It's just kind of looking for scraps. Do you have scraps?
Yeah, I give him a scrap from some of my rations, sure. I'll deduct one.
This is great stuff. I like you. You're way better than that other guy that visits this place.
What kind of visit place?
He's mean. He
What's
he ate
look
David?
like?
He looks kind of like you. He's tall, dark hair, a little on the grayer side, I guess. But you guys all kind of look the same to me.
That all look alike, yes. Great conversation.
But I don't think you heard, but he ate David.
He ate David?
Yes, ATE.
Oh, David.
Was David a rat?
David was a rat, but it was a guy I didn't like, so it's fine. David was kind of a bad guy, so the world's a better place without him. But still, it's a little unnerving.
Sorry about David.
I'm not.
Oof.
Is Mangler translating this for us?
You hear a series of squeaks. And he comes back.
Squeaking.
Dead guy ate David.
They have a dead guy here?
Maybe alive, maybe dead, maybe like me. That's a great thought.
Should we ask the locals about a dead guy? Do they know? Would they even tell us?
David was a rat.
David was a rat.
Yes.
A dead guy ate a rat.
Oh, did the dead guy look better after he ate the rat? After he ate David, he squeaks.
Where are you getting your information from, Mangler?
He squeaks and he looks at the
telling you.
mouse. He squeaks and he looks at the mouse.
Oh, Mangler.
Guy, as you cast your mojo on this water skin,
I know I don't have the spell. I was asking Orin if he had it.
Oh.
I have a lot of spells,
Silas
not
is
that
gonna
one.
drink it.
Mila, as you grab the water skin, it is just refreshing water. It is cold. It's wonderful. It's great. It's probably the best water you've had here.
Water.
Nice.
And he's just gonna give you a nice, slap on the shoulder and just job well done. Appreciate you guys moving those in here.
Well, thanks.
The burgomaster's going to look at you and, like I said again, we don't have any inns. If you'd like, you can stay at my house. In fact, I insist you stay at my house.
Well, that's awfully kind.
Insight check.
You guys mind if I run to the restroom really quick? We take a quick bio.
Sure.
That would be
Go for it.
fine. I could actually
Thank you.
use it too.
You
Thank you.
gotta go. You gotta go. Go for it. In that case, be right back.
Yep, same. What? What? Where the baby going?
Hi, I'm Baby Berserker and welcome back to my channel. It's time for me to dip my...
What up? Oh, people are still around.
I'm here.
Good.
Mm.
Yeah, same.
Cool.
I'm here too. I just forgot to unmute myself.
How dare
Okay.
you?
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm
So,
sorry.
while we have this little bit of break, Mila, Stage Blood fucking
What's up?
sucks. I fucking hated doing
Fucking
Stage Blood.
sucks, right?
Hey, dude, Sweeney Todd was one of the worst things ever. Never mind the cherry always getting jammed, because it did constantly. But because Sweeney Todd has a lot of blood, Stage Blood
Yeah.
is also very annoying, hard to come out, and very expensive. I don't know what my theater director was thinking about. Let's give all these teenagers some $75 a pop Stage Blood and fuck with it. I'm like, that sounds horrible.
Yeah,
Whatever.
teenagers are always gonna overdo it too. I remember there was one play we did where we got the it wasn't stage blood, it was like stage mud, I guess. And we were like
I haven't done that.
we were like rolling in it.
I'm sorry about that.
Because
Yeah.
we were 16 and it was fun.
Yeah.
And it's edgy, and you're like, "Oh, look how cool I am! I'm rolling in blood, guys."
No. It's because like some Broadway performances you have to use stage blood. Sweeney Todd is probably the biggest example of that. Like
They
stage
have
blood.
duplicate costumes with perma blood on it though.
That's the problem. They never ordered the double costumes. Because I like years after I was like, how come we ruined that many costumes? I looked it up. Wait, there were double costumes? And like you saw like on one of those like Broadway costume rental websites, there's like a ton of them. And they would give you like, here's the judge's outfit, and here's the judge's outfit after he gets slain. Oh, spoiler for people who haven't seen like a 50-year-old show.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Darth Vader's Luke's dad. There you go. Just spoiling everything right now.
Anyways, well,
Spoiler alert, man.
yeah,
I
right.
know. I hate that. There has to be a cap where it's like, it's been 30 years. Don't say spoiler alert anymore.
I
But I
do
was
have
gonna watch
a.
it.
I call it the statute of limitations. I do a 5-year. If you haven't seen it after 5 years, it's a free game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you didn't know it existed, or so knowing that it's existed, and anyways, actually, Fiend, what about my insight on this guy?
Did you roll it?
18.
As you roll an 18, as you're looking at this guy, you're going to notice a couple things about his features. One, his eyes are red and a bit puffy. It looks like he's been crying a lot recently. But his offer does look genuine. He does seem to be honest.
No nefarious purposes, just more along the lines of, hey, we don't take people in, so I'm going to keep an eye on you by putting you in my house.
More of his title comes with responsibilities. It would be in bad taste for, people to be, if they're going to be staying the night, and as you look up, the sun is, already starting to go down. It'd be bad taste if people were to sleep on the ground outside.
That is fair.
Also, he doesn't know you. You being in his home, and I don't want to say watched, but under a watchful eye would put him a little more at ease.
I could understand that. I could empathize with that. And it sounded like, was it Mila was already down to go and crash at their place?
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh yeah, everybody else, what do you guys think? Like,
Sure.
And you crash at his place, and it is quite nice. Let's give him this house right here. This long guy right here. It's a bit nicer than some of the other houses. It has a bit of a small garden in the front and another one in the back. It's one of the only houses with a yard as well, as most of these places are kind of reserved for farming, for cattle, for just some kind of use. Everything has a use here. You also notice that all of the cattle have an inside and outside pen. As it is very cold, the nights get colder. Let's get a couple of perception checks as you guys are shown to your guest rooms where you can drop off some of your belongings if you so desire. Muddy shoes and dirty cloaks would be well.
Oh my god. That was almost a 19.
Oh my god, Jasper.
I almost got a... Oh no, Jasper.
Oh well.
I barely did better
You're
than
so
you.
trusting, Jasper.
Jasper, as you're trying to get off
Angler again.
one of your boots, it's like stuck in it. As you rip it off, a piece of mud just flings and gets in your eye.
Oh god, my eye!
Sound with it.
Blind brother.
Mangalore, Mila, as you guys are kind of shown to your rooms, you guys are shown to 3 rooms. They both have a bed. Some of them are even kind of have a replacement bed is there for the rest of you. But as you're looking around, you're going to see that this room has been refashioned. It looks like this used to be a children's room, as some of the wallpaper is a little ripped, and you can see that there's looks to be dancing animal wallpaper underneath it. Under the bed, there's long forgotten dusty wooden blocks with letters and numbers on them.
Oh,
Is
This is Kyle's room.
super sad.
Everything all right, Milo?
Yeah, it just kind of looks like this room used to be a playroom or something, and I don't see any kids around.
Oh, is it like a playroom?
No, not like that.
I'm just asking.
She said a
Did
playroom,
they not
not a
just simply
dungeon.
grow up?
Well, he did look to be a bit upset earlier.
Perhaps.
Hmm.
Let's also put a picture for reference. This is Dimitri.
I have a question, DM. Did we see a single child in this entire town?
Dimitri.
Yes.
We did. Okay. All right. Just making sure it's not one of those towns.
Yes. No, as you look around, it is very much an Amish settlement. Even the children are working. Granted, they have, easier tasks like turning butter or, picking berries, but everyone seems to be pulling their own weight. Actually, before we get to that, I'll also roll me another perceptions as you guys were making your way. Let's do a small retcon.
Okay.
Another one? Okay.
I see nothing.
Corn is
Oh,
blind.
that's better. 22.
Much better, right?
Now this guy's paying attention, and now Mangler's not paying attention. Like it flipped.
He's probably still talking to his mouse friend.
Mangler, you start looking for more mice. You don't see any, though.
Man with blocks, stacking blocks. Children
Uh,
blocks.
Sky, as you guys were being escorted around, you're going to just kind of hear some people reference that some of the sheep have just gone missing. And then as the cart starts getting away, you're going to hear the other person almost blurt out, "What do you mean 24?"
Sky will start taking mental notes of everything he's heard and trying to put it all together.
Jasper, as you guys were also passing, you're going to be passing what looks to be a row bushels of berries. Looks to be like raspberries. But a lot of them have been picked clean, and some of the pickers are kind of having a hard time, and their baskets aren't as full as you probably tell they would like it to be. Even some of the unripe berries aren't even present.
Interesting.
Frostpaw, as you are looking around this town and being shown before you get to the mayor's house, you would probably see a couple of little bowls set outside. One would have a bit of water inside of it. The other one is empty. However, when you look around this town and as you kind of are piecing it together, you don't see any pets. There are no dogs, there's no cats around in this whole town.
There are multiple of these bowls with water and empty.
Occasionally, you know? Like every other, maybe? Every other. Not everyone has a cat, but like... Some people do.
It's common.
Yeah, it's like every 2 houses out of 5.
Do we see any?
You don't see...
It's just like the duck.
Just like what? I'm sorry?
The sheep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard about the sheep, and then Jasper heard something else, and you heard something. We all heard something different, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying there are no pets. It's just mostly we're seeing livestock.
But yes, sorry, small retcon. But no, as you are at the guest rooms and you're realizing they are used to be playrooms, the butler is going to come in and he's going to have a bit of a small bowl filled with water, and there's little soaps and some rags, and we'll be having dinner in about an hour. If you wouldn't mind cleaning yourselves up and putting on any fresher attire. We'll be serving.
Wipe down.
Sky, when the butler leaves, Sky will sigh, and he'll be like, "Line up for magic cleaning."
Prestidigitation.
Yep.
Yeah, just for one of the first ones in line, because I'm sorry.
And if you need mending, that I can help you with that too.
Got it.
No, I'd be polite to take our armor off regardless.
Right, but I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that hole there, and that hole there, and that one there, and that one there. He's pointing at all the spots in your words where you like stab wounds. Like there's a hole there, the hole there.
You're wearing armor, aren't you? How do you keep getting all these stab wounds in your clothes? I don't even think.
Well, because when you get injured, out of game, when you get injured, it goes through your armor when you get stabbed. That's how that works.
Yes, after your magical cleaning, let's say that probably only takes you probably 10 minutes with, mending as well. Just fixing little rips, holes, tears, getting blood out of clothing. Just spiffing you guys up. But after about an hour, the butler's going to return, looking at you a bit more pleased. Very nice. I knew you could follow simple directions. Adventurers are always so smart.
Stop.
Sorry, Dan. What'd you say? Adventurers are so what?
Smart.
Oh.
Honestly, I just love it because I imagine that like his completely untouched bowl of water just sitting in the room somewhere.
He does look at it and is going to, a face is going to change. He's going to look more perplexed. He's like, look back at you and... Okay. He'll grab the water and... If you'll follow me. And he leads you around a hall, and you're going to pass by many portraits of long-forgotten family members that you'll soon, forget. and you are greeted to a dining hall, and it's not like the one you just had dinner at. It's much humbler. The courses aren't as exquisite, and the taste is a bit more mundane. But you are served a roasted wolf, a plethora of roots, and a berry cobbler. You would see Dimitri sitting across from the table. His wife is going to enter. Along with his son.
Sky will be fancy, and he'll make sure to take off his hat and give a little bow. Show manners.
How old is the son?
His son looks to be... I'm going to put pictures in the Discord.
Okay.
His son looks pretty young.
So that's the wife
Young
picture
enough
right
that
there?
Oh, damn it.
I'm confused. Is this picture here the wife?
Yes, that's the wife.
Okay.
And the son.
Oh, this son who doesn't look evil at all. Okay.
Oh,
A
man.
giant scar down his eye.
Yes, and as soon as they enter, you can see the son's not even looking at you guys, as the wife is, as she's surprised to see this full-sized bear wearing clothing, and this walking corpse, and this hobgoblin, and this other goblin, and a dwarf.
But not me. Yes.
She's seen walking, talking cats before.
Yes. Wait, she has? Oh, I want to know more about this.
We're making a bear with clothes.
But no, her son is looking directly at the food. He's not looking at you. He is not breaking eye contact before he takes a seat, and he starts just loading his plate up. He isn't going to actually stop loading his plate before he takes his first bite.
Grown
Friends.
boy.
Please sit. Yes, I know. Please excuse his man. Elias, will you please slow down? Breathe, boy. And you see Elias kind of give a grunt before, and he'll slow down a little bit, but that lasts maybe a minute or two before his pace picks right back up.
Oh.
So, my new friends, other than delivering wine, please, what brings you to Kresk? It can't be just the wine. If you're not making assumptions, you just look a bit exotic for the area.
Exotic is a bit of an interesting word.
I suppose curiosity, I guess, was a factor.
I do a lot of traveling, so this is just normal for me to see new towns, see the different ways of life, and we figured we had to drop off some wine anyway, so...
Yes, I am a wandering traveler as well. It seemed fitting to try and make myself familiar with these lands.
I can appreciate you wanting to understand the area you're in, our customs even. It's good. Our youth could learn a lot. There's a lot of wisdom in knowing where you're at, knowing where you come from.
Just will shake his head, agreeing to that. Yes, I agree.
Then you agree that you should also, how do I say this? Earn your keep.
Jasper's
Certainly.
I'm gonna smile at that a little bit. My eyes are gonna narrow, and I'm gonna get like this devious grin on my face. I'm gonna be like, "What did you have in mind?"
What do we get to keep?
I believe you'll find that we're more than capable of earning our own plus some.
Your keep is a full belly, a roof over your head, and a warm bed. Your earn... He's gonna give it a bit of a shrug, and, well, you could always help cut wood. We could always use more timber. You could also cut and collect roots and pick berries. But more specifically, or importantly, it's come to my attention that a couple of our sheep have gone missing. I don't need to stress how important it is that our balance, our ecosystem, our stocks stay very in tandem. 24 sheep have just gone missing. And my men can't tell me where they are, how it happened, why it happened, or give me any kind of lead on what happened.
Was there any tracks or wool or...
No, and no wolves. No, this is inside, inside our walls.
Are there any remaining sheep that were of the same herd?
Yes, we have, I believe, roughly 28, 29, almost 30.
Oh,
Were
that
they
should be
there?
simple. That should be easy then. One simply has to speak with the animals.
Oh yes,
Oh,
we'll just ask the sheep who. Yes.
Oh, you can't. Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, Frostball. You said something, but you were breaking up a bit.
Frostpaw?
I think she's having trouble with the internet.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sky just looks over at Mangalore like, what does he mean this guy can't talk to sheep? What's wrong with that? The hell's wrong with this guy?
Just a normal day for us.
Right? Like, what?
Yeah.
Jasper didn't even realize he was being sarcastic.
Yeah, Mangalore and Sky can just go talk to the sheep after dinner.
No,
And I'm happy to cut firewood for you as well.
no, I
haven't done
couldn't.
domestic chores in a long time.
I couldn't ask you to do work after a long day and after. No, please, you've had a long journey. I would feel wrong to ask you to do this for me now. The morning is at first light.
Consider it curiosity. Curiosity more than work.
I can't sway you. I suppose I can't stop you from taking a night stroll.
As you said before, it is wise to be aware of our surroundings, and if something's going missing, we'd like it not to be us.
I have a strong suspicion that if I went to bed now and woke up in the morning, there'd be more sheep missing.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Also, good question.
Weird.
It comes and
things that
goes.
I've connected. Weird.
So the sheep went missing about 3 days ago, and it wasn't in segments. It was 24 all at once.
Like overnight, they just vanished.
Yes.
Was it right there?
With no tracks.
No tracks. The only tracks that
Almost
look.
certainly related to the jerky.
Sky
Yeah.
look into Mangalore and be like, Mangalore, after dinner? And Mangalore's mute, I know that. It's on mute.
Do they pin up all of their safety in one area?
Oh no.
So that you're talking the whole time to nobody.
Yeah, did you hear me, Mangler? Go ahead.
He's like, yes, go outside after dinner.
The two of them that will investigate and interrogate the sheep.
Oh, he asked the guy who supplies your store food. Boxes empty.
No, we store our own food. We can everything. We box everything. We salt everything. We do that all ourselves.
Warehouse box very empty. 8 rats.
Rats.
Something.
Well, have my men look for rats and exterminate all of them. Thank you for bringing. I will have this done immediately.
Something in the box eating rats.
Something in the box eating rat. All the same, I'll have it inspected.
What were supposedly in those boxes? Those big boxes you had that were broken?
Salted meat.
Did anyone happen to open up that box before, like to taste the meat, or?
I thought it was established that it was empty.
No. What I'm saying, like out of game, what I'm saying is, did anybody actually ever open it, or did it like explode from the outside? It ate the rats, ran away, and ate sheep or something. I'm saying. Like, did anybody ever actually check in the box? I'm saying.
Oh. To confirm that it was actually meat.
Exactly.
I think there's more implied.
Yeah, well, so this guy's actually asking the guy, did anybody actually open the box and see if there was actual meat in there?
Would Mangler have noticed if the box broke from the inside or from the outside?
Looking at the box, you would have noticed it was empty completely. However, the wood smashed chips, like the splinters, would be in, not out. Some would be out, as someone would be like pulling planks off, but most of the initials are going to be in, the initial chips.
It was on the out, or somebody smashed it from the outside.
Yep.
Yeah, somebody was breaking in.
So something. So in that case, that would probably mean something went inside, saw there was meat in there, broke it open, ate all the meat, and then ate a rat because there was not enough meat.
And then it ate the sheep.
He said,
Yeah.
but it was and it's somebody that's a regular because the mouse said that it is. What do you say? You're not the normal guy who does it.
Yeah, not the normal guy. Somebody looked half dead that was eating things.
Yeah, who is the normal guy?
Dave's not here.
Whatever the hell that was.
She was saying maybe you should carry the mouse around on your shoulder so he could point out
That's
the
probably
guy.
a good idea. I'd say it's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Frostpaw?
Yeah.
I couldn't make that one out, not gonna lie.
Crossbow turning into Daft Punk.
We have a
Great.
rat that we can feed him.
Great. Now I'm that kid in
Yeah,
school
we
who
can
brought
make
the mouse
Mouse
in the
very
pocket.
happy.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna Green Mile this shit. Sorry, Manglore.
I was thinking more Ratatouille, but
Oh, there you go.
All right. So yeah, I mean, once this dinner party whatever is done, yeah.
your constant pestering about this and the going to inspect it, you're going to notice that his wife Anna Kreskov is going to. We've had our men look at it multiple times. You're not going to find anything.
Insight.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Can we do insights on this lady?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you were about to start rolling it.
Whoever's doing insight, I give guidance.
All right.
Well,
I think we're all.
Milo, this is really good soup.
yes.
I don't know who the guidance was to, so I didn't roll it.
Guidance wouldn't help me anyway.
I rolled it because it did help me. I got-
Would it help me? No,
Yeah,
13
honestly-
isn't much better. Yeah, 13's okay, but not great.
I'm literally at right there. Oh,
Let's go with
nice.
Manglore 16. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
While her words do have a bit of venom to them, they do speak truth. From what you've heard, some people have looked over this and they haven't found anything. Granted, that wasn't you.
That was literally what I was thinking about telling her, as I was gonna say. Your guards aren't us, lady.
Are you gonna say lady?
No, I'll just say your guards aren't us. No, I wasn't gonna say lady.
What are you, Jerry Lewis?
Yeah, right.
Lady!
Oh, lady! With the high heel shoes.
All right, so let's. Did you just do a Freakazoid Jerry Lewis reference? Was that Freakazoid?
No, that was Animaniacs.
Oh, Animaniacs. Oh, all right, Animaniacs is right.
Oh, jeez.
I knew it was one of those two. Same
Oh
idea.
my god.
Same company.
You know Jerry Lewis from Animaniacs. I know Jerry Lewis from the original Night Professor. We are not the same.
I remember Jerry Lewis from the old telethons he used to do.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Anyway,
We're the most ADD group because we keep on getting off subject.
So I was trying to get to the end of dinner so we could go investigate.
yes. Dinner wraps up. The dishes are cleared. Everyone starts leaving. You'll notice that Dimitri will see you off to the door. Anna is going to stay sitting at her table. The table is kind of sipping tea, waiting for you to leave. Just kind of keeping her nose up in the air. And her son is going to be taking a plate and getting a to-go plate. As he is still just kind of stuffing his plate.
Man, I wonder if he's really the evil guy who transforms into something.
Yeah, I wonder.
Let's find out.
Is it just me or does she not
Let's
seem
find
Amish to anyone else?
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same exact thing. I'm thinking low key, she's a bride of Strahd or some shit.
All right. I guess we have to go talk to the kid.
All right, you guys can talk to the kid, and Manglore and I will go talk to some sheep.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I guess. All right, cool. We're splitting up the party.
It's fine.
Should be fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's one kid. How bad could he be?
Well, I mean,
We have no weapons. It'll be all right.
Jasper was gonna
Hey,
go with you for
I still have
protection.
casting.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just as an FYI, unbinding your weapon with that wire is a full action.
Okay.
Just
I
as a-
still have casting.
I know. It's just a.
All right, since
Wait, hang on. As soon as we start going to the kid, I want to do a divine sense.
Can you post what that does again?
Oh, yeah, it's basically I use my super religious powers. Oh my god. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of the next turn, do I sense this kid as a celestial, fiend, or undead?
Can you just click cast? If you click like cast or whatever, roll 20 will show up in the chat.
Yeah, you should be able to display in VTT. But also, I should be able to use my bonus action to command the imp to get one of their weapons unbound on my turn, right?
Yeah, I guess you could use a bonus action, tell the imp, and then the imp could do that as his action.
Yep. Well, that's what I was
There you
thinking. Yep.
So if there's 6 of us, we should probably split up into 3 and 3, more than likely. It's probably more sense.
Dibs on Milo, you get Frostpaw. I love you, Frostpaw. I want to keep you too, but out of the three of us,
default example in Divine Sense.
You get wow, wow, massive boom, like crash
so,
the Frostpaw.
oh no, it's because I can give Milo refills for your rings. Sorry.
That's fine. We'll be more than happy to have Frostpaw.
Oh, sorry, Oren.
So as you are doing your divine sense, hello.
Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah. All of you were talking. I couldn't hear shit.
Oh.
I was just waiting.
All right.
But as you cast your divine sense on this kid, as he's taking his plate and essentially kind of walking out of the room, you don't see him light up like this celestial fiend or undead, but you do get this kind of feeling, and this is normally something you would get as you would see from an evil presence. However, you've received this feeling from people on the street before, just passerbyers. Not everyone's a good person. Not everyone's neutral. The thing that really kind of sticks out, though, is the smell. There is just this almost noxious smell that almost drops you. You actually kind of have to put a hand on the table and almost a hand to your face, as it is. Oh, it is
awful.
It's awful. It's like rotting meat, but it's been sitting out in the sun for days. It's awful.
Okay, if it's you say it's Manglore. Manglore's technically a humanoid.
Washed before dinner or what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sky gave him new car scent, whatever the hell that means.
Prestidigious stuff. Yeah. Prestidigitation.
Do I know where this weird foul smell is coming from?
Yes. Because as soon as the boy is kind of walking, away, and that whiff of smell is wafting from him, as he starts getting further, the smell begins to fade.
Oh, I'm gonna relay that information to the others.
This guy's got some serious BO.
Oh, it's like, guys, I smell a Comic-Con.
He's got the meat sweats.
Guys, why does it smell like a Magic the Gathering tournament?
Oh, it's Friday Night Magic all over again.
That's why I stopped going. That's why I stopped doing tournaments. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Anyways, so why does he stink so bad?
Yeah. Usually, okay, well, my divine sense. So, celestial is definitely off the plate. So, it's either gotta be a fiend or undead.
It didn't pop up fiend or undead, though.
I think you said that it just was evil.
Yeah. Just evil. Evil lurks in this town.
And if I'm being honest, you're in the same room. Your divine sense would probably give you a prickly feeling from Anna as well, Dimitri's wife. However, you do not receive that same prickly feeling from Dimitri.
Oh.
What is it with the rulers of this place and all of them being surrounded by buttholes?
Well, when most of the people are already buttholes, it's pretty easy to be surrounded by them.
That is fair, honestly.
Smells like butthole right now.
Just walk by and you just be like, bro, you smell like straight ass.
Smells right. Bitch.
Kind of walk by, discreetly point, and move on.
You'd be like, Goddamn, it smells like Fremunda in your mom's chest hair, bro.
Delta.
From Monday.
So, well, what do you think, Orin?
Alright. Well, it's not coming from the kid per se. It's like this evil smell. It's like rotten eggs but I'm getting like a whiff from the mom.
Honestly, I think they're kind of racist. I don't know if they'll even try to talk to us.
Okay. What the fuck was that?
Oh, me coughing? Sorry.
Oh, no. Alright, so after I tell him what I'm smelling.
Oh my god.
So as you guys are smelling at each other, Jasper, not Jasper, Sky, Mangler, and who was your third?
I was Frostpaw. If Frostpaw wanted to come.
Yeah, and Frostpaw.
And Frostpaw. You guys are making your way out of the Burgomaster's house. He's going to show you, and he's going to let you know that once you're done, just knock on the door. We'll have an attendee at the door waiting for you, so while it will be locked, you can be let in.
Cool. I can spend 10 minutes doing this then.
And he's just going to give you a good luck.
Or needs to leave the kitchen. Be like, I gotta get some air, and then leaves the kitchen, and you don't hear or just goes.
Oh. And there we go. And...
Brush your teeth after.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's like one of those things.
All right. Mangalore, you good?
Yeah, fine.
No, I'm saying that to you. Have you finished casting your spell? Like, are you good?
Oh, the sheep thing.
Yeah.
Are we out there? Okay.
Yeah, he just said we went out there. Yeah.
In that case, there you go.
Alright. B is for Burgomaster, W is for Warehouse, and S is for Sheep.
Tracks. That tracks. Yeah. So Frostbite, you're gonna hear Sky and Mangler go bah, 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 bah.
Frostfall, why don't you give me a perception? You can look around while Mangalore and Sky have their conversation. And while you're doing that, what are your questions, Sky and Mangalore? What do you have to say?
I guess introduce ourselves first of all. Get to be friendly with them. Find a you and ask her name.
I gotta. What are the stats on a sheep? How intelligent are they?
20 intelligence, 20 strength, 20 charisma.
I want to say
plus
like
13,
a 2 or
plus
3.
13 to hit with Finger of Death.
They're sheep demigods. Yeah, that's right.
Lawful good.
You guys are way off.
Sorry. Neutral good. I don't know. Sorry.
But no, there's about three dozen sheep here. You can find a couple of, you said ewes?
Yeah, if there's one thing I learned from cartoons, it's that there's at least one one ewe in the group that is a gossip. I want to find that one.
How do you find the one that gossips, though?
Well, they're the ones that's talking to each other. The one that's talking to the other sheep.
Okay.
Like, did you see Julie's hoof? Oh, it looks terrible. I would find that one.
Julie's.
Okay.
Carl! Sorry.
Find the sheep.
What do I do?
Or perception or insight, either one.
All right.
Mangler, if you'd like to do the same.
Oh, that was a terrible roll. You know what? No, I'm gonna use a lucky because I want to do better on that. Unless Mangler gets a better roll.
Mangler got an 18.
Okay, Mangler can find the talkative one then.
Out of
There you
nowhere.
Guy, as you're looking around, you're getting, little bits of gossip, but it's more so of so and so was sleeping on this side of the fence and not that side of the fence. But Mangler, as you kind of
Why is there a
poking
dead
around,
human
you
in
see
our
one-
house?
One sheep talking
Oh,
to
wow.
a bit of a circle of sheep. It's a bit of a gossip circle, and they're just kind of talking about some of the townspeople, some of the other sheep, the herder. Rika.
He's a bad man, Timmy.
Sky will see and found something, and he'll piece over there. You find something?
I don't know. Walks over and he says, "We need to figure out what happened to the other sheep. Otherwise, there might be some mint jelly served tonight." Farmer's getting restless.
What my friend means is we're very worried about you because we heard there some sheep went missing, and we want to make sure it doesn't happen ever again, and that you're all okay.
That and mint jelly is just not good.
You're not going to eat us too, right?
No, vegetarians.
I don't eat sheep.
Are you going to shave us? I could really use a shaving.
I mean, I could shave you if you help us out.
Careful with this one. He could straighten your wool.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
He doesn't even need blades because he can just and his claws come out. I got cat's claws.
We could become sheep.
Guy, are you going to spend the next 30 minutes shaving the sheep?
If they're going to tell us, the deal is they have to tell us what we know, and I'll shave the sheep.
I could tell you everything I know with a good shaving. I feel like my lips would feel way more relaxed.
Oh, it's like a barbershop.
shoulders.
It's like a barbershop situation where they're going to talk while I'm cutting their hair. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we can talk while I'm doing it.
Shaving the sheep is an interrogation technique. I never knew this happened. Okay.
Frostpaw, while your friends are shaving this sheep, you are poking around, looking around. You can't speak to animals, so you're just kind of up to your own antics, own tools. Roll perception as you're looking around. Roll perception with advantage because you're the only one, and you're gonna have plenty of time as shaving a sheep is time consuming. I'm assuming.
Oh no! I typed shaving sheep into a GIF, and then one of the ones that popped up is not. That's terrible.
That is horrible.
I'm not gonna win. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about, right, Kahuna?
Oh, yeah, you mean the one that came out of Wild Shapes?
The fourth one.
I
Yeah.
make it all the time for customers, but never tried it.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That was so
Oh my God,
satisfying.
terrible.
I can do this all day.
Oh.
Never mind, I literally do. While my college degree is laying around. It's marinating while I make kids.
Not
their
that
own
one.
candy
But-
Oh, sorry.
God.
The ice cream turned pink, so is that just colorful sugar?
11.
Perfect rolls.
So Frostpaw, as you were kind of looking around this whole area, you're gonna notice that they're much to
I
your
should make
surprise
one for myself
or
one day to
unsurprise.
see what's
There
so
aren't
much about it.
any
We
real
should
tracks
take
for you
it
to
off
try
the
and
menu.
follow. As you're looking around the
Second
fence line of
option
this
sounds promising.
pen, there's just a couple of human tracks and sheep tracks. And the human tracks have what looks to be a walking stick with it. You can assume it's probably a herder's cane. But you're not seeing any wolves or any monsters or anything really of any kind of notice. Everything seems to be very on on par. It's very normal. However, as you're walking through, you're going to notice that your foot kind of crunches on something. And as you move your foot, you're going to notice that there's a bit of bone on the ground. Kind of mostly buried in mud.
Sheep bone?
Maybe.
Or human?
Would you like to pick up the bone?
Yeah, pick it up and...
As you reach
Examine it.
down and examine, try and pick it up out of the mud, you're going to notice that this little piece of exposed bone is actually quite a bit larger, as it's actually part of a leg. And as you're looking over this, you can see that the meat has been completely picked clean. Even so that this bone has been broken in half and the marrow from the inside has been sucked out. As you're kind of looking over it, you're looking at, what did this? And you see just multiple gnawing marks all over this bone. But it's unlike anything you've really seen. It's not like a human or a bear or a dog, but this is almost shark-esque. The bone is splintered in a way that you would need almost razor-like teeth to do something like this.
Quick, guys. Leon. Up. Up. Now.
Okay.
Lay down.
Is it a sheep bone?
It does look like a sheep bone.
Okay. Is there more?
No.
Get up here, lay down. Up.
And this isn't even the complete,
Up.
leg bone of a sheep. This
Lay
is
down.
just like the broken, third of an end of it. You see bite marks on the broken end.
Okay. Is this near the barn area, or is it kind of on the outskirts?
It's in the actual pen itself. It was just buried in the mud and muck. Probably trampled by some herd of sheep.
If there's more.
If you look around and take the time and take a stick or something and try and poke around through the mud looking for something solid, you're actually not going to find anything else.
We should almost just pitch a tent and have a sheep on a rope, see what shows up.
If we won, we could actually technically just hide inside of a tiny hut with and have the sheep tied to a rope and then be there if something happens.
A lot Jurassic Park. Just have the.
So does the sheep tell me what happened? Because I've been shaving it for a while now.
Yes. So you are shaving the sheep. You then finish shaving the sheep, and yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. But here we are.
We're shaving sheep. It's another day in D&D.
What kind of questions do you have?
Basically asking, do you know, do you see who took your friends, the other night? Did they make a noise? What they look like? How they do it? How they get so many at once?
How they do? How they get so many? Look around. Where can we go?
But I mean, how do they make it? How do they get away unseen with so many?
I don't know which one of you jumped into our pen and ate some of my friends. You were tall. They had arms. They had legs. You had hair on their head. Clothing.
Okay, can you tell us if were they human? Were they not human?
They didn't look human. They had a mouth, but like way too big. You ever seen someone bite half of a sheep before?
Can Sky do like a
Oh.
like what do you call that? Like what the sketch artist, like a police sketch artist?
If you want to try and roll me an Arcana to try and depict, like, does this sound like any kind of monster that I've heard of?
I can try that instead. All right.
Was that what you were trying to?
No, it wasn't at all. I was trying to do a drawing.
Gotcha. I can try and do a drawing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do police sketch artist. I was trying to like draw based on their description.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would that be performance or sleight of hand or what would that be?
Give me a performance.
All right, I'll take that guidance. I will take that guidance.
Take advantage as well.
Yay.
As for your Arcana, I'll give you that as well. As the description, 23, nice.
And then with the guidance, that is a 26.
You get a really cool picture then. But
Thank
first,
you.
Let me let you know that this doesn't ring any bells on any kind of monster or undead or fiend or aberration that you've heard of. It sounds reminiscent, but some of the details don't quite add up,
Mm-hmm.
Like, this would be that, except it doesn't have this. And as for your sketch artist, as the sheep is going to give you a description of its lengthy limbs and its bulging stomach and its gaping mouth, you come and you share with your friends this horrifying picture.
Oh.
You see like Sky's like scribbling, and it's like and he's like, does it look like this like really detailed picture? Does it look like this?
Oh no.
Even worse than I thought.
Oh, so it's a ghast.
Hey, Frostpaw. You ever see anything like this?
No.
Nah, well, this is what the sheep said it looked like.
What?
How about you, Manglar,
Around town?
with your knowledge of undead things?
Great question.
No.
What kind of role would that be?
I would just get to you, Mangler. You also don't recognize this as any kind of undead. That being said, Mangler, you're also not in yourself, technically undead. So there's a lot of strange things out there.
Could be abomination, aberration, aberration.
Well, at least we know what we're up against.
Moving back over, Orin, Jasper, and Mila. What are you guys doing after Orin's brief fight with his nose? What do you guys like to do for the night?
Jasper, do we want to talk to the mother?
You want to talk to the mom?
I mean, that's where the scent's coming from.
It was coming from both of them, wasn't it?
Well, we gotta talk to at least one of them.
I figured as much. Yeah, well, yeah, you want to talk to the mom? You think she's going to be the one that's going to be more reasonable?
I don't know. Milo, what do you think? Mom or son?
My instinct is the son,
Mine too.
honestly.
Alright, then we'll go talk to the son.
Alright, so I guess we're going to approach the son.
Yep.
Okay. As you can see, he's already started leaving the dining room. He's walking his way towards the parlor. It's essentially across the hallway through an open door. You can also see that Dimitri and Anna have also accompanied him, and they're just kind of enjoying the area. You can see Dimitri's pouring himself a glass of wine, and he's actually going to grab a couple of glasses and pour you guys some as well from the wine that you just delivered.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Anna has moved her cup of tea and also gathered a biscuit or two and moved by the fireplace. You can see a small bit of disgust on her face as she eyes that you're in this room. Dimitri will try and put down a glass beside her and as a bit of a peace offering, but she is going to just scoff. He's going to walk away defeated, and you can tell that this kind of interaction is very normal for the relationship, as you can tell this has happened before. And what was his name? Elias is also just kind of reading by the fireplace, but he does have a small plate of, small foods. Little finger foods. There's some grapes. It's like a little small mini charcuterie board. And while he's reading, he's just constantly just munching. As he flips a page, he grabs a cracker.
Alright.
Can I get a good look at his face? Does he have those scars on both sides?
It is just on one side.
Just on
However,
one.
as you see it, I believe in the picture... yes. It just kind of goes down from his... kind of connects from his mouth all the way up across his face. It actually doesn't look all that old.
Here's a good question for you. Is he obviously not the Burgermaster's son?
No?
Okay, so they do look related, like he is his son?
In a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
They'll have some, similar features.
I'm going to nonchalantly walk over to the son and say, oh, I have to do this. It's Oren's character. I'm gonna say to the son,
Oh no.
I'm gonna say to the son, that's a pretty nice shiner you got there. I feel bad for the other guy.
Oh god. Jasper's just gonna cross his legs and you'll see his stance widen a little bit as he's trying very hard not to laugh.
He's going to kind of touch his face a bit, and with that, you can see him go a bit quiet and close his book and start to make his way out of the room.
As he's going to make his way out, Jasper's gonna be like, what were you reading?
He is going to not even acknowledge you and start walking, and you see Anna, his mother, stand up abruptly. Oh, now you've done it. We
Do
opened
what?
the doors, and this is how you were. Elias, come back. He didn't mean it. As
I
she
didn't mean
marches
what?
out after him, you are left with Dimitri, and Dimitri, looking even a bit more defeated, is. I'm sorry, you didn't know.
Know what? I'm very confused. That's usually a compliment where I'm from.
Jasper's gonna be kicking himself for that one. What? Could you tell us what happened with him? We weren't trying to be rude, I'm sorry.
Elias had an accident about a month ago. He was climbing a tree with some of his friends, and well, I'm afraid I'm told he slipped on his grip, slipped on some snow, and he fell, and it was quite a fall. But fear not. After quite some time, we brought him to the father at the church, and he was able to bring him back to us, and well, all is okay. All is right.
Wait, whoa. Back up a couple sentences. When you say he fell and he brought him to the church,
And he was brought back?
Yes. I'm sorry. I assumed that's the reason why you and your friends came here. It was to heal your misshapen friend, was it not?
okay,
Elaborate.
Yeah, which misshapen friend?
Shh, no, not that. No, I don't care about that. I know exactly who he's talking about. I'm not worried about that. We might be, actually. We didn't know about that. We heard rumors. Could you elaborate?
I feel like I should start at the beginning. I feel like I've started in the middle. Roughly, I don't know exactly how long it's been now. It's quite some time.
About a month.
Father Donovich, he came to Kresk, and he began performing his miracles at the Abbey of St. Markovia. Now I'll put that on the map layer. It started out as simple things. A broken arm, a peg leg, a shorter leg, someone bound to a wheelchair. But pretty soon, his miracles began to be a bit stronger. His blessings. He did that for my boy. After his tumble, me and his mother, we were so distraught. Here I go, starting at the middle. I'm sorry, we originally had 4 children. Elias had 2 sisters and a brother. I'm afraid the fever took his sisters, and his older brother, while out for a hunt with some of the others, was attacked by wolves. But Elias, he's such a good boy.
Question. Does Elias only eat meat?
You saw his plate he had, and the study as well. He had crackers and fruits.
Okay, never mind. I forgot about the cracker. Never mind that question, Fiend.
Yep.
Okay. Do you know... Okay, so this priest came in and started performing miracles at the Abbey. Was it, like, divine miracles? Like...
Directly from the Morning Lord himself, of course. What other miracles are there? I can't say I care for some of the side effects, but...
Side effects?
A small... Well, yes. While someone may come for a crushed leg, while the Morning Lord may bless them with a leg, it may not always be the leg they had originally. I've seen quite a few people be touched by this, and there was a man with a duck for a foot.
Oh man.
That divine magic does not work like that. I should know that, right? Fiend,
No, if anybody should know how divine magic works, it should be the paladin cleric in your party.
I also have Arcana skill.
Mila is going to yank Orin to the side and be like, Orin, you remember Father Donovich. He was the man who had his son locked in the basement of the church.
Oh, that
when
guy!
we went to go bury Ismark's father. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy who said that you should just put his son out of his misery because he's going to escape.
I also want to bring something up. You met a man with a duck foot for a foot. A duck.
That was Strahd's dude.
Yeah.
Cyrus Bellevue, this guy.
Cyrus, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember Cyrus.
One of the butlers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder
Man,
if he
what a
came
call
from
man.
here.
Here, I have an actual art thing I can just send. No, that guy.
Yep.
I wonder if Cyrus came from here. There's a guy in this place making human-animal hybrids.
That's fucked up and unnatural.
I feel like we're dealing over the side with Orin and Mila. Jasper's gonna be like, I feel like we're dealing with some sort of charlatan. I don't think this guy's a true. I don't think he's truly a holy or devout person at all.
Wait, I got a question. When you brought your son to get healed, did he ask for any monetary compensation?
No, it's nothing like that. Father Donovich is a good man. He heals the wounded.
No, we kind of met him.
We give him.
Sorry, go on.
We don't give him gold or silver. We give him the occasional, food and small bits of wine, just for him to, eat and drink for when he can. But he's a good man.
How long have the sheep been disappearing for?
That happened, I think I said, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago? That's the only occurrence so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his son's accident was a month ago. The sheep started disappearing 2 weeks ago. And he has been in the Abbey for how long?
He doesn't remember the exact day or year. It has been quite some time.
Okay. Alright, never mind.
As an out-of-game aside, Manglor, did we just figure out something about your backstory?
Oh my god.
Oh, was he healed by this guy? Maybe?
Probably.
Who, Manglor?
Yeah.
I don't think so, no. But essentially, if Dimitri's saying if you guys were here to get Manglor healed and not look so
undead.
gruesome.
Yeah,
undead.
I knew who you was talking about on that one.
Okay. I think we need to
regroup.
We definitely need to regroup.
Not trying to pick on you, Manglor. I can see your ribs, your actual rib.
Yeah, there's a gaping hole in your abdomen right now.
Well, I mean, finding Father Donovich is all well and good, but I don't know if that's going to solve the mystery of who's eating sheep.
Well, maybe
I have an
find
idea.
out who's eating sheep.
Are you guys coming to the barn?
No, we're still in the den.
I know. I said, are you coming to the barn? I said. You said you want to regroup.
Well, if there's any more questions that we want to ask first.
I can't think of anything.
Does he know anyone that could fix the gaping hole in my ribcage?
Father Donovan.
He seems like he knows a guy.
He definitely knows a guy.
He's got a ribcage fixing guy.
Well, do we want to go to the sheep barn now?
I guess so. I can't think of anything else.
Milo?
It's 2 sheep.
Yeah,
walk
I
into a
don't think we're
barn.
gonna get any information out of Anna.
Yeah, Anna hates us because, God forbid.
Anna hates everyone.
Yeah, Anna hates fucking everybody. I'm gonna go into, before we leave, I'm gonna go like, I can't wait till we have the right to vote, and I slam the door.
I'm also gonna
That'll piss her off.
on the way. I'm gonna be like, I think that his wound might be from a werewolf. I think he's the one that is the reason for the sheep disappearing. I could be wrong.
We can't talk to him. He gets. When we try to talk to him, he gets fucking pissed. He's super silent.
Honestly, Oren,
I understand being pesky about being brought back from the dead.
Yeah. Jesper's gonna tap Oren on the back of his calf because he's so sure he's gonna be like, honestly, sometimes, Oren, I think you just come off as a little abrasive.
I'm sorry. We don't really raise children in an army clan. We're bred child soldiers. What do you want me to say?
It makes sense. I still appreciate you, as I'm pretty sure. How long does it take for us to get there?
Not that far.
Yeah, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of just leisurely walking down the road.
Literally, Jasper, when we're 6 years old, we're giving a sword and say, well, start your training.
I mean, in my family, we're pretty proud of our scars, too, so I get it.
Yeah, not gonna lie. When I was 6 years old, I was fighting off the other orphans with a stick.
Well, some people are sensitive, I guess.
Yeah. Some people don't have the luxury of having trauma like us to desensitize us to it.
I guess not.
Who said anything? I was traumatized. I loved fucking fighting as a child soldier. Many let's continue. Oh.
Yeah. I actually like fighting too.
As I almost said the word goblin bandits.
Goblin bandits.
Fiend.
Alright, we see big red doors. We must be at the sheep barn by now. Wait, hang on. Does anybody hear shears going off, or is it just me?
I hear somebody's nails going really fast. I think we also hear some rhythmic sheep speak.
Right?
I think so.
We just walk in and we sigh
Oh my God.
cheering. Okay, what?
He'll stop for a second and go. Found out who's doing it. He'll turn over the drawing and then keep cheering.
What in the fuck is this? As
Somehow-
this guy's drawing.
By the way, I drew that. I know you don't feel
Nothing to see here. Move on. Move on.
It's the thing killing sheep, according to the sheep.
That's fucking terrifying.
Well, I was wrong about the guy.
That is, yeah, we were wrong too. Oh, by the way, so you remember a long time? So apparently, you know the kid.
The kid. Remind me.
The one with the one with the scar.
The one here. It's the teenager, the sulking teen.
The one with the over appetite.
Humans look weird when they age, but okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, Tabby. Anyway, we found out that he, long time ago, a couple weeks ago, he took a fall of a tree and he got severely injured, and Father Donovich brought him back. His dad's words, not ours.
Crosspaw, you remember Father Donovich, right?
Changed in the basement.
I do remember him.
Apparently.
Isn't his son some sort of monster?
They say he performs miracles, but I guess they come out kind of wrong.
Kind of screwed up.
If Father Donovich is capable of performing miracles, why didn't he perform one on his own son?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
I
that
wanted to
maybe
originally
something
kill
happened
the
to his son, and then that went wrong.
Too close to the problem.
And then that's what caused his son to become monstrous.
Probably.
Maybe.
He's healing, but apparently he sucks at it, in my humble opinion.
Well,
They're
wasn't
healed,
the
but they're-
son, wasn't his problem that he couldn't stop eating also?
Well, no, is that like the only
No,
side effect?
yeah.
Because remember that dude with the duck, the duck feet?
Yeah. That's
Yeah, Strahd's.
the only thing my note says about the kid was that he was covered in bite marks. And he was like hissing at us. And we thought he was a vampire.
Yeah, and I told him that, like, he's gonna escape, and if he does, I was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Just to recap, the bite marks were self-inflicted.
Gotcha.
God, okay. Yeah, so I guess it's an over appetite. Like, he heals you. You just have an insatiable hunger.
Well, perhaps the son did escape and wound up here.
Oh, I wonder. How far away is wherever
Yeah,
we were?
The other side of Barovia.
Oh, then
Like, not an
probably
exaggeration.
not. Never mind that then.
I mean, it could still be possible. How long ago did this guy establish himself as like a miracle worker?
Quite some time ago.
That's a good question.
Years.
Okay, quite some time. Okay, so it probably isn't Donovich unless he's staffing back and forth.
Well, now that we know what it is, we just don't know anything about where it is.
I mean, we don't really know what it is either.
Well, I mean,
Other than horrifying.
we know what it isn't, and we know it's not a werewolf.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, it kind of
Well,
sounds
maybe
like
we
we
need to
gotta
go
track
visit.
down Father Donovich.
Yep.
You guys have
And
already
then when-
met this guy, right?
Oh no, we 100% met him. Me and him had a little tiff about how he should have just never like resurrected him or something like that. Should just let him be at peace, but he was also like grief struck about it, and he chained him in the basement. He chained his son in the basement, and I told him straight up. I told him that if that son escapes, I'm gonna send him back to the grave.
Fair enough. And really quickly, DM, we've had like we've had 2 rests, right? Roughly since last session, or since our last fight.
Yeah, we've had a rest. We've never done combat.
Well, I was just curious because Jasper would also try to refill Mila's ring if she'd want it with 2 2nd level armor of Agathists.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh.
Okay, so track down the father.
Yeah.
I think that's the best
I
idea.
get a feeling they want that dealt with a little more immediately than going all the way across Barovia again to find him, but
Oh,
I don't.
I mean, maybe the burgomaster of the town could introduce us to the guy who resurrected his son, brought his son, or healed him, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
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 But we have a ready-made excuse. Again, we have Manglor. We'll be like, yeah, we do want to fix our friend. Take us to your miracle.
Yeah, that's right too.
Should we tell him that we know what's doing it? That but just eating the sheep?
That's
Show him the
probably a good
drawing.
idea.
Yeah.
At least,
Just
at
don't.
least show
Just
him that
don't,
we've made some progress.
just don't tell the guy that the sheep told you it was the guy.
You do know
Well,
magic
how are we-
exists.
I know magic exists, but it looks like they don't. Do they know speak of animals?
They don't.
Imagine if I walked to you and said, like, here's the guy. How do you know? The sheep told me.
All right, whatever you say, crazy.
But this is
It is called. People do know what magic is here. This isn't a world where people don't know what magic is,
exists in this
Orin.
world.
Yeah, that is true. It is pretty. Yeah.
Magic is what brought.
If
Dimitri's
magic
son back
existed
blood.
in this town, then how come no one casts speak with animals and talk to the sheep?
Because no one here is a bard or like a sorcerer or a druid.
Then why the crop
They're all like
festival?
Amish people. They're not any magic users.
But honestly, I think. Well, yeah. Let's just talk to the guy and see what happens, right?
Well,
I think it's like the only lead we have is this miracle worker guy.
could you imagine that in the real world? You talk to the police. Yeah, the sheep. Talk.
Yeah, but in the real world, we don't have revivify and resurrection.
Or talk with animals.
It's the same thing as saying like, hey, remember that guy who died 200 years ago? Yeah, I brought him back. It only cost me like 10 grand.
Well, honestly, it's also like kind of like believing in psychics in real life, you know. But anyways, let's keep going.
Not really, because like true resurrection, you actually physically go, I brought back John F. Kennedy. He's standing right here.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about like what Oren was saying about like talking to the police about like, oh yeah, some sheep told me, but like people in real life believe that somebody's name with a J. Jeremy, Jesse, Jehoshaphat,
Yeah,
and then all.
but see,
Justin, he was my father. He was my father-in-law. He
Yeah,
died 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
the difference is the fact that you live in a world where actually it exists. So basically, like it'd be more like saying, "Hey, detective, I went up to a sheep and cast speak with animal, and I know who the murderer is." They go, "Oh, you don't speak with animal? Okay,
Good, thank you."
Yeah,
Fair enough. All right, so yeah, let's keep going because we only got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, let's go.
I am putting you guys on the next map.
Where are we at?
And you guys should be there.
Which map is this?
The Abbey of St. Markovia.
Oh, we're not going back to talk to the guy first?
Oh, are you going back? I thought. When
Yeah,
you said
I
the guy, I thought you meant
No,
Donovich.
we were
No, we're gonna go talk to the guy.
the Burgermeister. Yeah.
We're
And
gonna
then
show him the drawing.
Yeah.
I heard guy, and I thought different guy.
My bad.
We're talking to Guy Fieri. Let's
We know
go.
a guy.
Speaking of which, actually, on our way to the thing. Oh, it's good.
Making your way back, I'll say it's probably going to be around midnight, 12:30. It's pretty dark. The moon is the opposite of full. It is new. It is almost pitch black. And as you guys are making your way back to Dimitri's house, the Burgomaster, you just hear on the wind just this faint, hysterical laughing.
From what direction?
Oh shit.
Every direction. It's very far off. It also doesn't sound familiar. This isn't like the dark
But from every
chuckles of Strahd or the drunken laughter of Vargas. This is almost a non-stopical, hysterical laughing. Someone just told the funniest joke and someone else is about to die laughing.
Is it male or female?
It sounds male.
And you said it's from every direction, so we're surrounded,
Yes,
but it's
yeah,
far.
Yes, it sounds very far off, so you can't determine what direction. It's kind of echoing off the buildings.
And it's one voice, one person.
It starts off as one, then you hear a second one, then a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and pretty soon it's almost a chorus of laughter. However, as soon as it starts, it almost stops as the bell tolls, and it is now 1 o'clock in the morning, and the laughter altogether just stops.
You all heard that, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, I didn't hear the punchline.
I didn't hear the setup.
You know, if this were like a normal place and I heard that, I might be a little like wary. But this is Barovia, and we've seen way worse stuff.
Yeah, we saw zombies. We ran into ghost paladins and we tackled zombie giant spiders.
We fought
and
an
big
evil
fish.
tree that tried to eat a guy.
Hag. That's 4 hags we've got to deal with. I just want to point that out.
Hags and an evil tree. The evil tree was separate.
Technically, it was 3 hags and a crown.
Yeah.
If it looks like a hag, it talks like a hag, and hexes like a hag, it's a hag.
Didn't we also fight like that evil clown inside of a mirror world?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Focus
Yeah.
up.
And for yeah, all right. So
No. This is all in game. I'm saying this.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I know.
reminiscing in game.
Oh, well, yeah.
we met ghost children. So
Oh yeah, and dead and so we did. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh wait, he was about to say dead children. He stops.
dead children. Everyone looks at Jasper.
That was the joke.
Ah!
Never forget, Jasper.
I won't. Thank you for reminding me. I will have a complex for the rest of my life for not being able to save those kids.
Well, not being able to save and setting on fire are 2 different things. But yeah.
Just on a
Ouch.
side note, behind the screen, Jasper, I did write a whole thing for that as what happened.
Oh god. Oh god.
So if people want to know,
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Anyway,
Later,
Anyway,
yes, I would love
so-
it. But anyways.
so all the 6 of us are just like staying there, just deadpan, unfazed by the laughter, going.
Essentially,
oh, that
'cause
was.
we're
Yeah.
so done with this.
We're so 8 levels of this
That's
bullshit.
probably some bull.
Did we meet up with Burgermeister Meisterburger yet?
Gonna have to fight that later.
He's pretty asleep.
I thought you guys were making your to the Burgermeister, back to his house. So from the sheep, making your way north to the Burgermeister's house, you hear the laughter. Make your way back to his house. You knock on the door, and a butler is there, waiting for you, just like he said.
Hey, we have some news. Wanted to talk to the Meisterburger, Burgermeister.
Well, I'm sure that can wait till the morning.
Can it?
Oh yeah, he's sleeping.
The master
really?
has retired for the evening. It is quite late.
Mm.
He kind of says that last part with a bit of a tone, as you can see there are starting to bags form under his eyes, as he's waiting for you before he can go.
All right. Well, if something happens, then we'll just say you didn't let us wake him up. That's fine.
All right, bye.
All right. Have fun with that.
Wow.
Oh,
Alright.
We blackmailed the butler.
All right, yes.
Yeah.
But the butler will guide
Harassing
you
minimum
back.
wage workers.
Right. This guy will lead you back to your guest rooms. And as you can see, there are fresh sheets and even fresh pitchers of water and even a little bits of fruit in a bowl.
Wait. Were we heading back to bed? I thought we were just going to tell him, and then we're going to go back out and meet the guy.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing because you sent us to that map. I think the plan now is if he's like, oh, the master's asleep, we'll be like, well, if something happens, it's your fault now. Bye.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's your fault now,
Are we gonna
Bruce.
camp out?
It's
Are we
like
gonna camp out at the sheep farm like we were talking about? I mean,
Yeah,
sheep only got a half
I say I like
That's
Sky's
probably
idea.
a good idea.
I like Sky's idea. We just
Yeah,
tiny
and we
hut
can
it
all have a
we'll be fine.
sleepover in a tiny hut.
okay.
huddle some sheep.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Know what we should do? Does anybody have a mini bell?
A mini bell.
Sure, we always carry those with us.
I don't think so.
I was gonna say put a rope and then attach a bell to the sheep, and if someone grabs the sheep, the bell will go off.
You know the imp doesn't have to sleep, right?
That works too.
Imp can be
Alright.
our bell.
The imp could be
Tiny
the
hut.
best.
Does Manglor? Manglor doesn't have to sleep.
I guess that's true too.
He could even be a sheep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
like-
could.
Yes. Oh,
We're
that's
gonna
smart.
use Manglor as bait.
That is genius.
Yes. Back to the sheep.
Just something tries to eat a sheep and then it turns into a giant spider in its mouth and just like webs it in its face.
Claws back out.
Yeah.
That is so
Tries to eat a sheep
fucking
and he
love.
becomes a bear.
Oh my goodness.
That is some Lovecraftian shit right there.
When we get back, Sky is just spending like 11 minutes just making this tiny hut. All right, you got this, guys.
All right. Does the hut have a window?
You can see through it. It's like it's a one way. It's a two-way mirror essentially. You can like see it. Like,
Okay.
It's a bubble.
Yeah.
Now, Manglor, I know this is hard for you, but you need to look like an appetizing sheep. You can't be like a decaying, decrepit sheep. Like,
I can
Can-
look like sheep.
No, you need to look like
I
a
think.
healthy sheep.
a healthy sheep, not like ribs showing.
Prestidigitation, man.
That does not get rid of the whole sheep's rib cage.
But you know what I did do? However, I did just shear a sheep, meaning we could sew the wool onto his holes.
I like that idea.
like it.
That's a good idea.
A reborn
Oh.
in sheep's clothing. Yes.
The shearing was useful.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job.
A zombie in sheep's clothing.
Or
Was that a hint,
prestidigitation
Fiend?
of like, cattle smell or sheep smell.
Oh my god! If this was
Exactly.
a critical role. Oh my god! This was a critical role episode. A zombie in sheep's clothing would be an amazing title.
World's strangest
Man,
puzzle
fuck
ever.
Critical Role. We're better
Oh my
than Critical
gosh.
Role. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, for real. So DM,
Sad.
So just to
So
recap,
anyway.
everyone is, except for
Going to
Manglor
the
and
barn.
the imp, is going to the barn, going and sleeping in the tiny hut. Manglor, you are going to not polymorph. You're going to wild shape into a sheep, and then they're going to use the newly sheared cotton, and to kind of disguise you as a not zombie sheep,
Exactly.
and use you as bait.
Yes.
Okay.
question actually. Sky, where are we putting our tiny hut at?
Oh, that's up to you guys. Where do you want it?
Because if we
in the
could,
barn. So we can't-
Well, in the barn, yes, where all the sheep are, obviously.
oh well, Jasper was going to be like, we could have animals post up outside to guard us as well.
Well, let's have it in the barn, so we're guarding the sheep essentially.
So put
let's
them-
yeah.
Do animals as well?
I mean, I don't know if we want anything that looks too obvious, like a trap.
That's fair. All right, I'll wait. I'll also save it until we're in trouble, I guess.
Since we have room, I'm gonna take the talkative sheep I sheared that gave us the information into the hut with us, because if anyone deserved to not get eaten, it's that one. So that one's coming in with us.
The naked sheep.
Yeah, the naked sheep. Yeah, that one's coming in with us.
Well, it's easy to determine from all the other sheep, but okay.
Give the imp
You
the
heard
bag
it
of.
here. Favoritism for the naked sheep.
The one who the favoritism for the one that gave us the info.
And
Yeah,
also,
that's
it would be weird to see a naked sheep in a flock of unsheared sheep.
That is true as well.
That's
That is
true. It
Yeah.
would be kind of a dead giveaway.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's
All
get our
right.
plan.
Mhm.
See now. I don't think many people have done this plan that have played Curse of Strahd before. I think this is pretty original. You know.
Listen,
I agree.
Definitely
Shouldn't
out
work.
there.
Oh, actually, I would like to go into my ring and have the imp wearing my ring so I could hear anything that's happening around the imp.
Okay. As you guys are in your tiny hut, and Manglor, as you're posting up as bait, and Jasper, you're kind of on standby, the night overall is just that. It's a night. You do hear the occasional laughter on the wind, just like you did before. It's brief, Sometimes it turns into crying. And this happens 3, 4, 5 times throughout the night. But Mangalore, as you are just kind of posting up with all the other sheep, nothing happens. The sun is starting to come up, and you and the sheep are fine.
This some Jurassic Park bullshit. It doesn't want to be fed. It wants to hunt.
Maybe it's just not hungry right now.
But we made mango so delectable.
That's true.
Well, is it time to go talk to the father?
Oh, is it
Or-
next morning already?
Burgermeister
Yeah.
Meisterburger?
Something.
Just what we need, a sheepish monster.
Yes, as morning comes and you guys wake up, you are actually greeted by a man. It seems to be in his mid to late 20s. And he's just kind of going to look at your bubble, your yellow bubble of tiny hut. And he's just going to be in awe. And he's just going to try and poke it with his finger. And when his finger can't go through it, he's going to be just a bit excited. And he's going to take the time to try and just kind of throw things and bounce them off the hut. Introduce Luca. Just from this interaction, is I'm assuming Tiny Hut is kind of like a two-way or a one-way mirror where you can see out of it, but people can't see in, not all the way. But kind of looking at the sky, you can tell that two things. Oh, Overdrive was a good one. Luca seems to be a bit simple.
6.
But overall, from his interactions and from the interactions he has with the sheep, Lucas seems to have a good heart. As he goes around and starts feeding some of the sheep, and he starts petting them, he goes and he actually gives Mangalore a good pat on the head. And I don't recognize you, but I'm gonna name you Kevin. You look like a Kevin.
Aw.
And he's just scratching Mangalore's head.
I wonder if Luca notices that the wool is kind of misshapen. I mean, we did a patch job. I'm imagining it's not perfect.
Hush your mouth. It's beautiful.
Right. So, do we
I
do
don't know what to
anything
say.
to acknowledge? Yeah, I don't really either, honestly. I'm kind of just like...
I can't say anything.
I guess we could, ask him if he's noticing anything. If this is, the primary caretaker of the sheep, he might have more information.
We just pop our head out, be like, "Hey."
I mean, we can go straight up to the priest guy.
Oh, I gotta ask you, how close am I to just expiring on the wild shape? Does he see that? If he comes
just
out?
as he's
I was gonna leave that up to you, actually.
I'm gonna follow Luca. If he goes anywhere.
As you start following Luca, he's actually going to do a bit of a perimeter check around the area. And as you start following him, he's going to start talking to himself. And he's just going to have this little song about looking for rocks. Gotta repair the fence. Looking for rocks. Need to repair the fence. And Mango, you can start to feel
Lay
that
down. Lay down. Lay down.
That almost
Lay down.
cramping feeling in your gut as when your wild shape is starting to hinder and starting to wane.
I'll wander off so he doesn't see it.
Okay.
That poor man would have his mind blown. Kevin?
Kevin, no!
What happened to you, Kevin?
But as he starts wandering off and going further down into the field, you start wandering back to your group. Where I'm assuming they're probably having their breakfast and preparing their spells and things for the day. Clerical
He comes back and he's
things.
mumbling the song about the rocks.
Yeah, you'd see Jasper making some vials of acid.
I got the darndest song stuck in my head.
Donuts. Time to make the donuts.
Sky will play the flute for the sheep.
Huh.
The sheep are his friends now.
Shall we go warn the burgomaster of this town, or head to the priest?
Little column A, little column B.
Strangest brunch ever. Okay.
Menglor, you've returned.
He went to get rocks.
Anything last night? He likes
He
rocks.
needs rocks for the fence. He needs rocks for the fence.
I wonder if that's a new hole in the fence.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's from where they lost their original 20 whatever.
Maybe.
That was what?
But
2
why would he
weeks
just
ago?
now be looking for the rocks then?
Yeah.
Maybe they destroyed more of the fence, and he's still repairing it.
Oh.
I mean,
But-
we know what did it. We find the creature and destroy it. We can solve the problem at the source.
Exactly, but we
Right,
should tell
right,
the
right.
burgomaster so he knows that we are competent and tell his wife to shove it.
Okay, back to the burgomasters.
Anyway.
3 hours later.
It's a 5-minute walk, yes.
Yeah.
Making your way downtown, you begin
Walk
to
back.
fast.
walk fast back to the burgomaster's house. And as you knock on the front door, you are greeted by a familiar face, Dimitri. Ah, friends! I wasn't sure I was going to see you. I was expecting you to come back last night, but you didn't. Well, you did, but then you left again, and well, I wasn't sure if you left town.
Oh, no, we had information we wanted to tell you, but your butler said you were asleep, so we left. And then we came back.
Oh. Yes, I was told over breakfast you came quite early in the morning, or quite late, I suppose. Please tell me, what of your news?
Pin,
Well, like, on the
pineapple,
doorstep?
apple, pin.
You're right. My manners are. It's early. Please come in. Come in. I was going to open the door wider and reference you into the study again. And the butler's going to bring in a little coffee and cakes for you as well.
Well, we can tell you we found out what ate your sheep.
His eyes grow wide. Really? Do tell. I've been racking my head around this for days now.
He won't say anything, but he'll take like one of the cups of coffee and like pick it up and
No,
he'll
no
slap
barking.
the picture down in front of him on the table.
I like turn it around. I'm assuming it's upside down still.
Do you recognize this man?
No. Who? What? What is it?
That is what has been eating your sheep.
We haven't came up with a name for it, so we're just calling it Sheep Eater right now.
Oh, I thought we came up with horrifying gaping mouth.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah, it does roll off the tongue.
That's fair.
How about chupacabra? No, wait, that's goats. Never mind.
Anyways, this ugly thing.
Could always go with Orin's mom.
That is mean. That's very.
That was out of game. That was out of game.
Shots fired.
Right?
Did you see on the top left-hand corner of the screen? Orin disapproves.
Yeah. Anyways.
No, the fucking Orin will remember that from Telltale Games.
Oh yeah, Orin will definitely remember that.
That was out of game though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Alright. So yeah, we're not sure what it is, but we know that's what it is.
Right now we're calling it holy shit. Because we're gonna see that thing, we're all gonna go, holy shit.
I think we would like to speak to Father Donovan about collecting supplies in order for us to hunt this thing. That's his name, right?
Yes. This whole time you can see that Dimitri is just staring at this monster in perplexed horror. I just don't understand how something like this has gotten in.
Chances are it's already here.
What do you mean gotten in? You're acting like this isn't that surprising that this kind of thing could exist.
Yeah, also, what is this thing?
I was hoping you would tell me. I don't know what this is. We've never had anything.
You just said you're surprised this thing got in. And
we don't have anything like this, yes. I'm surprised that something like this is in my town.
I think Father Donovan might know. I think this might be another consequence of his healing.
Yeah, this has Father Donovan's written all
good.
over it.
As you guys all start pointing your finger at Father Donovan, you're going to hear from the front door just this banging sound. Someone's drumming their fist all on the door. And as soon as the butler goes to open it, you can hear footsteps racing in, coming into the parlor. Out of breath, you can see just a farmer commoner just... The rest of the sheep... They're gone. They're all gone.
Oh no.
Oh!
Oh no.
The sheep are gone?
All three of
In
them?
broad daylight. Cool.
In middle of daylight, yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
How long has it been since we left?
Literally
and
5
talked to
minutes.
5
Literally
minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, knocked to the door, probably a minute conversation. So it's a span of 5 to 10 minutes.
It was watching us.
It was 1% watching us.
Which means
It's
it knew we were in there the whole time.
250 feet from the pen to the burgomaster's house.
That's less than a 2-minute walk.
Yeah, that's less than a 2-minute
Yeah,
walk.
that's
That's like me going to the corner store, which is literally my next door neighbor.
wait.
Yeah. So it's like
Is this Luca
like 3
that came to
blocks.
tell us? Is this Luca that came to tell us at the... Yeah.
No. This is just a normal
fuck,
man that
Lucas
you have
said.
not seen.
It's Luca, isn't it?
I
I
bet.
don't know.
Luca's probably dead.
We'll find out next session, though.
Stop!
Man!
Well, that's frustrating. We did this
It
whole
is.
plan. We set up everything, and then it's like, lol, JK. Okay, great.
Oh, don't you love when...
I love when DMs do that. It's my favorite thing ever
I
when
know.
DMs do that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, this whole plan set up. Well, you did the wrong plan, but we had everything right. I know. You had the right plan, but the right execution. Shit.
Yep.
It works
Look-
out like
Right
that
plan for the
sometimes.
wrong-
Less sigh.
Listen.
Listen,
I like cliffhanger.
Wrong
Time.
also, Fiend, what is that GIF a reference to?
Which one?
The one
Oh,
with
The
the
Sims.
pills.
Spinning people?
The
Yeah.
Sim.
The Sims?
The negative,
Oh! That's it.
Oh.
because
yeah.
the Orin's mom or in
Oh.
negative.
Oh yeah.
It did.
Actually-
It didn't translate apparently.
I get what it's like
That's
negative
like-
relationship, right?
Yeah, they don't have
Oh.
all the gifts for it.
Oh, it's fun. Number one. The Running Man.
Alright,
Was the
y'all.
Running Man? Was the Running Man Stephen King?
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about Running Man.
Anyway,
Night
we'll.
Frostbite.
I love how we
Frostbite.
had like a
Next
side conversation about Stephen King movies. Later.
See ya.
Good
Good night, guys. Good game.
Good night.
Yeah, it was fun.
Definitely
Good game. Yep. I'm excited for next week. I was definitely excited for this week. I'm just at the edge of my seat every week. Alright, I'll see you guys.
See ya.
Mm. Uh, or mm.
then there will be a grass patch to the east. So, heading west, down here onto the bike path. There's a lot of reasons why people want to catch Eevee. It's a very desired Pokemon, of course. Head south down here on the bike patch. And then right here in this east little patch, there'll be a rare encounter to encounter Eevee. So there's a lot of things to consider with Eevee. It's obviously a very desired Pokemon. A lot of people just love Eevee in general. It's a lot of people's favorite Pokemon. But Eevee evolves into a ton of evolutions, you know, famously. And those evolutions are very good in different tiers of competitive and different fan favorites. So it's something important to consider. So for example, Jolteon is a very good, the best evolution, probably overall in competitive. In OU, Jolteon is a staple. It's something to deal with Gyarados and something of the sort. So it's really important to consider that. So looking for EVs with high special attack. Usually most EVs are either special attacking or defensive. So things like Vaporeon and Umbreon are great defensive wall type EVs, and then things like Espeon or Jolteon are special attacking EVs that are good in their respective tiers. Espeon being good in NU, Jolteon being good in OU. Something to keep in mind, people often look for female EVs slightly more, because when breeding, the gender decides the species. The female gender decides the species in a breed. So if you have a female Eevee and you breed that with a male field age group Pokemon, that Pokemon will actually come out as an Eevee in the breed. And it's important to note that Eevees have a different distribution of genders, or an off-put distribution of genders in the wild. So Eevees will spawn, I believe it's 87.5% of the time. Yeah, that's the math. 87.5% of the time, wild Eevees will be male, and only 12.5% they'll be female. So if you get a 1x31, let's say you were to get an Eevee that was 1x31 in special attack. The price difference between it being male and being female is huge. There's also very few of these on the GTL right now. So the cheapest 1x31 special attack EV that is male, it's 25k. The cheapest one that's female is 50k. 50k for a 1x31 Pokemon is pretty insane. EVs also have a really decent base price of around 4 to 6k, depending on what time you sell them at. You can even get up to 8k if you're lucky, but people will often shiny hunt Eevee, so Eevees need to be bought for that purpose, and they're just a really used Pokemon. So Eevee is easily one of the most desired Pokemon in Pokemon. So if you want to come farm them either for yourself or to sell them, go ahead and check out this spot. I also have a video that is called Loot from 100 Eevee, which goes over the profit and the method and what it's like to farm a decent amount of Eevee. So go ahead and check that out. I'll try to remember to link that in the description below of this video. I really hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with more Pokemon information and guides. I really appreciate it. Check out the description below for tons of playlists and links and more Pokemon content. If you're hungry for more content, consider becoming a YouTube member to me for $5 a month. That's the best way to support me. Anyways, thank you guys so very much. Have an absolutely incredible day, and best of luck catching EVs.
When we play through any Pokemon game starting with Generation 2, helpful NPCs may inform us of how Pokemon can utilize held items themselves in battle. In Gen 2, our starter even comes equipped with a berry that restores its health once it dips below 50% to demonstrate this. However, most of us don't really heed this. Our conception of items tends to be more manual, the stuff that takes a turn to use, revives, hyper potions, full restores, and such. In the competitive world though, such items are not allowed, and only held items are present. Held items are an essential part of serious play, with knowledge and use of them pivotal to success. Their power is such that they shape a huge portion of the game, both directly in terms of their effects, such as Leftovers' healing or Choice Band's power, or indirectly in terms of making the opponent try to figure out what item a Pokemon is holding. After all, dealing with a Dragon Dance or Calm Mind Sweeper is very different depending on if they're holding a Lumberry, Leftovers, a Resist Berry, or Life Orb. Of course, there are many other elements to the game of Pokemon, but the effect of items can be so drastic that they can, at times, feel like they are quite close to everything. And we're going to delve into the specifics today as we examine the intricacies and nuances of why items are close to everything, otherwise known as the Giratina theorem. We're going to start off big with the Pokemon for whom items are actually everything. Those that have their forms changed by the item they hold, i.e. they literally do not exist without their held item. This first appeared in Generation 4 with the release of Platinum, which saw Giratina, when equipped with the Grisius Orb, transform from the pure defensive wall it had been before into its far more offensively threatening levitate-bearing origin form, which proceeded to define and change much of the metagame around it. Later in the generation, Arceus's release took this concept to the extreme. Its default normal form could hold any item, but if equipped with one of the type boosting plates, Flame Plate, Splash Plate, and so on, it could change its type, also becoming an entirely different Pokemon. Dealing with Arceus Fighting and Arceus Ghost was very, very different. Arceus was also amazing at shifting between types because it always retained the same incredible stat spread, whereas Giratina Origin had its offenses and defenses swapped with its altered form. Not that anyone would complain Giratina O wasn't bulky enough, of course, but it was a trade-off. In a similar vein to Arceus, several generations later, Silvally would play similarly, shifting between types depending on the type of memory it held. However, the memory drives did not offer any boost, only changing Silvally's type, as opposed to the Grisius Orb and Arceus's plates. The Grisius Orb gave Giratina a 20% boost to both its Dragon and Ghost stabs, while the plates, of course, gave a 20% boost to the stab of whichever type Arceus would become. The exception to this was the occasions in Generation 7 where Arceus would change type by holding a Z crystal instead of a plate, meaning it wouldn't have boosted stab, but this was a worthwhile trade-off since it was, well, an Arceus that could use a Z move. Interestingly, the design of Silvally's signature move, the type shifting per Silvally's type multi-attack, may have been changed to reflect this perpetual built-in boost of Arceus's, as in Generation 7, multi-attack was only 90 base power, but in Generation 8, it was buffed to 120. Multi-attack is of course patterned after the original signature type shifting move, Arceus's Judgment, which came in at 100 base power, but seeing as the move changed typing if Arceus held a plate, that meant it was effectively 120 with the built-in plate boost. In a similar vein to Arceus and its Z crystals, Gen 7 also was home to Ultra Necrozma, which was a particularly extreme case, as it didn't start the battle out in this form. If Necrozma Duskmane or Dawn Wings, almost always Duskmane in the competitive scene, held the special Z crystal Ultra Necrozium Z, it could transform into Ultra Necrozma mid-battle, which is utterly insane, especially considering how radically different Ultra Necrozma was from Duskmane. At least it didn't receive passive boosts to its attacks, nah, it just had the most over-the-top Z move ever in both name and power, Light that burns the sky. Finally, in terms of form changing without any boost, we have literally every Mega Pokemon, besides Rayquaza, but that's a different story. Every Mega Pokemon and their respective Megastone, they don't start the game out in their form, but instead transform on a turn chosen by the user. Usually you just want to Mega Evolve as soon as possible to reap the full benefits of the Mega Evolution, as they are almost always 100% upgrades over the original, but there are some rare cases where you want to hold off on Mega Evolving. For example, Mega Charizard X is weak to Earthquake, but if you need opportunities to Dragon Dance, maybe you hold off on the Mega in order to utilize base Charizard's Earthquake immunity. In a similar yet different vein, both Primals, Groudon, and Kyogre need to merely hold the red or blue orb respectively to transform into these world-crushing monstrosities as soon as they enter the battle. It's probably a good thing they, as well as the Megas, don't have any more boosts built into their items, as they're already unbelievably overpowered. Particularly noticeable about the Primals, as well as each of the other forms listed, is that while the items they must hold are a perfectly reasonable price for such excellent Pokemon, being unable to hold other items does at times restrict them. Most notably, one of the few things keeping the Primals in check is their inability to passively heal with leftovers. If you need an example of a Primal, or Mega technically, but effectively the same thing, if you need an example of such a Pokemon going utterly bonkers because it's also allowed to hold an item on top of everything else, well, Mega Rayquaza had that and got banned from Ubers and created the Anything Goes tier literally a week afterwards. Now, it's hard to match the impact of items that literally transform Pokemon, but Leftovers certainly comes close. It's existed as long as held items themselves, first appearing in Generation 2, and is in many ways the quintessential competitive item. What Pokemon wouldn't like to passively receive a little bit of health back each turn? It's the kind of incredibly useful effect that perfectly epitomizes the essence of held items. In a game all about trying to take as little damage as possible, being able to offset even a small part of it without having to take a turn to heal manually is incredible. In fact, Leftovers recovery is so good that certain walls without recovery moves rely on it as their only source of healing, accentuating it with Protect. It's been a staple on Heatran ever since it was introduced. Of course, while Leftovers seems like an item purely for defensive Pokemon, the passive recovery can also be vital for offensive Pokemon as well. The method for playing around certain hard-hitting offensive threats usually is to wear them down, to let them succumb to the timer of passive damage. But when that is limited, then counterplay becomes far more difficult. See, for example, Gen 3 Heracross, where it doesn't even heal with lefties thanks to the omnipresent Sandstorm. However, simply not losing health to Sand each turn makes it far more difficult to deal with, since you can no longer deal with it by clicking Protect and waiting for it to go down. There are some Leftovers styles alternatives, of course. Black Sludge will heal poison types just as Leftovers would, but hurt non-poison types only for equal damage. What's the point? Well, if you switch your poison type into a Pokemon using Trick, you are able to punish the opponent for using a move that will also punish you. For example, in Generation 4, when Rotom Wash tricks a Choice Scarf onto a Blissey or Clefable, it is delighted not just for having ruined them, but also for receiving Leftovers in the process. However, if it tricks and a Black Sludge bearing Rotom comes in, suddenly Rotom is losing health. The other alternative is also poison-centric, coming in the form of Pokemon who hold a toxic orb to inflict themselves with poison to activate
and watch
poison heal
the next
ability,
one.
gaining effectively double Leftovers recovery, while also not fearing status. Gliscor and Breloom have famously used this ability to incredible effect. Gliscor's reputation as near immortal is well centered over multiple generations, while Breloom stands out as a vicious attacker that manages to heal in Sandstorm despite not being immune to it, an incredibly rare trait, while also being a physical attacker that doesn't fear burn. We mentioned Rotom Wash and its Choice Scarf, and that leads us into the 3 choice items, among the most defining options in the game, which also perfectly encompass the risk-reward nature of competitive play. In order to receive an immediate +1 boost to attack, special attack, or speed, depending on which of Choice Band, Specs, or Scarf you choose, respectively, you will be locked into the first move you choose each time you switch in. You can lead off with a super-powered Specs Draco Meteor from Latios or Close Combat from Urshifu, but you won't be able to select a different move until you switch out and come back in. But then again, with the power and opportunity that these items offer, you often won't need to. That's the push and pull, the pro and con dynamic of choice items. With immediate added power or speed, you don't require that all-important setup turn. And if you would like a refresher on how important each of every turn is, feel free to consult our video on it, the Salamence Theorem. At least if you're facing something like Swords Dance Terrakion, you have one turn to potentially try and maneuver around it before it has that +2 boost. But when it's a banded variant, you have to be able to take its boosted hits immediately. In the introduction, we mentioned not knowing the opponent's item being incredibly difficult, and choice items are a superb example. Does the opposing Tapu Lele have the immediate power of choice specs, or does it outspeed my Pokemon because it has choice scarf? Or is it even choice at all, and am I giving it a free calm mind by switching? This is not to say choice items don't have cons, of course. Being locked into a move, no matter how powerful, is going to be exploitable in one way or another. Now, opposing Pokemon are going to get free turns no matter what, but later in the game, when everything's damaged, it can become more of a risk to lock into Dark Pulse with Ash Greninja and give the opposing Magearna a shift gear. Then again, choice items can also help against boosting threats. Choice Scarfers are usually a go-to response to the likes of Dragon Dancers that boost their speed, for example. That's not the only way choice items can be exploited either. Over-relying on them means that the opponent can scout your move with Protect and switch to a resist accordingly, rather than having to play a more dangerous prediction game. Incidentally, this is one reason Urshifu was so dangerous. Its Unseen Fist ability breaks Protect, so forget scouting it. You're always in that dangerous prediction game against it. There are also many other boosting items out there, and have been ever since Gen 2. Magnet boosted electric type moves, Charcoal boosted fire type moves, and so on. In Generation 2 and 3, these items were rare, though with some legitimate use, such as Magnet Magneton, maxing out its odds to KO Specially Defensive Skarmory in Gen 3, or Charcoal Moltres potentially 2-hit KOing Snorlax after a sunny day, with some chip damage in Gen 2. However, they were rare overall, owing to the fact that they only gave a 10% boost. In Generation 4, they were buffed to boost by 20%, the same as the plays that had been introduced and saw more use, with offensive Magnet Zapdos a particularly fierce example. Generation 4 also introduced Expert Belt, which boosted super effective hits by 20%. At first, this was wielded by the seemingly king of super effective coverage, Electivire, but as it fell to the wayside for ineffectiveness, the item instead became seen on vicious mixed attackers like Jirachi and Tyranitar, which were among the best lures in the game. Assuming Jirachi was locked into Iron Head, would get many a Swampert Grass Knotted, or assuming Tyranitar was locked into Pursuit, would get many a Scizor Fire Blasted. Gen 4 really was intent on providing seemingly every type of boost imaginable, as it also introduced Wise Glasses and Muscle Band, which provided a boost to all special or physical attacks respectively, though this is balanced by the boost only being 10%. Thus, though many special attackers can and sometimes do find use for it, it's usually an exception. Gen 4 was also the origin for Flame and Toxic Orb, which are boosting if they're activating Guts, or Toxic Boost in the latter's case, lending Pokemon like Heracross, Conkeldurr, and Ursaluna a brutal level of threat, assisted by a hyper-powerful Facade. The biggest non-choice Gen 4 boosting item though was Life Orb. Yes, the 10% recoil can be pretty nasty, but the 30% power boost is impressive, especially because the Pokemon using the item want that level of strength while being able to do what these other aforementioned items allow them to.
Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at Eevee. Where is Eevee? How do you catch them? And how rare it is. So basically, quick look at the Pokedex. He's going to be in the Kanto region at level 22 on Route 17 as a rare. Rare is what Larvitar is, what most of the starters are. So you're probably going to see one every like 20 encounters is my best guess. Let's take a look at the Eevee going price. The male is about 4,000, 4,500, and the females is actually going to be 8k, which is actually not that bad. I always imagined Eevee's at like 15k for some reason. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start over at Celadon City. This is, I guess, the best way to go. I'm going to bring a Cute Charm Minccino, as I always do for these, because females are worth more. If you can get a female with like a 31. Always on City. This is, I guess, the best way to go. I'm going to bring a Cute Charm Minccino, as I always do for these, because females are worth more. If you can get a female with like a 31.
Cute charm.
One IV, you're pretty much balling. So you're just gonna go ahead and go left as much as you can, like past all these bikers and everybody. Go right down here, and boom, you're in Route 17. Basically, you can just go up and down, you can go left and right, and just try to see how many it takes to encounter an Eevee. Starting this off at 60 encounters, so we're gonna go ahead and backwards count when I finally hit my Eevee. I'm not gonna include hordes or anything like that, and we're just gonna see how long it takes to get an Eevee. Eevee is a very useful Pokemon because it's got so many evolutions, right? Espeon being one of the more top tier ones. You got like Leafeon, Glaceon, which I don't even think I have personally in my Pokédex. Let me know, comment down below. Do you have every single evolution, and did you catch it all, or did you catch them all by yourself? This is actually kind of interesting. I don't really know what's in this piece of grass. I don't really come here that often. So I didn't even know Grimer and Doduo were in here. I knew like Ponyta and like Slugma were in here, and obviously Eevee, Rattatas, Raticates, but I didn't know like other stuff was in here. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, what's your favorite evolution? If you did get an Eevee, which one would you want? Like, what would you turn it into first? What are your first options? Personally, Eevees being at 4K is really not bad. I think they're normally beforehand, like even the cheap males, no IVs, probably like 7K. So I think the prices went way down, maybe because of the 10th anniversary event. Wow, we've got one already. That's 966. So that was literally 6 encounters. That's pretty crazy. Pretty simple. They come at level 22, as you can tell here. I actually don't remember if they have any self-killing moves. Let me go ahead and check for you guys real quick. Eevee, we got double kick, refresh. They have takedown at level 40, so they don't know that yet, which means that they really can't kill themselves. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is give a false swipe. And you always want to check if they have any moves that can kill themselves, because obviously, you know, recoil and whatever, it will kill the Pokemon before you have a chance to catch it. So you don't want to do that. So be careful when you false swipe. But basically, yeah, just false swipe and Spore. You can do this on a Smeargle. You can do this on a Breloom. Personally, I love Breloom more so, especially with like the strong physical attack boost and the ability to Spore. And basically, I'm just going to go ahead and give it a Great Ball. I think a Great Ball, maybe a Pokeball should do. Alright, what's good, y'all? I'm back. I know it's a little bit later than normal. I try to make videos every Monday and Thursday. But yeah, it's just life is what it is. So this video is probably going to be going up on Friday. But anyway, yeah, today we have a 1-hour farm of Eevee. This is not Kanto, as you can tell. Normally Eevee is found, if I can show you here, in the Kanto region on Route 17 as a rare. However, I decided to try luring for Eevee, as this is a new Sinnoh Route 203. So before I show you the haul, which honestly isn't much, it's a little disappointing, I'm going to show you where to go. So basically, you're going to start here in Jubilee. As you can see here, Route 203 is directly to the right. So you're going to go up from the Poke Center and then to the right. And then I think here is fine as well, but what I did is I went over here and then all the way over here and then just went up and down on this grass. Obviously, you're going to need to pop expert lures or some kind of lures, so you know, keep that in mind. I'm going to teleport back. The one thing that I will note about this spot is that if you want, you know, maximum profits, I would use a Q-Charm Pokemon, a male type, so you like encounter more females, and then also this is important. If you're using a Breloom, don't have, like for your catching Pokemon, don't have a toxic orb or anything that can kill itself, because, and I learned this the hard way, Eevee has a move called Covet that it will start with. And basically, if you didn't know, this move will basically steal the target's held item. So if he takes your toxic, I went over here, right? And then I think here is fine as well, but what I did is I went over here and then all the way over here and then just went up and down on this grass. Obviously, you're going to need to pop expert lures or some kind of lures, so you know, keep that in mind. I'm going to teleport back. The one thing that I will note about this spot is that if you want, you know, maximum profits, I would use a Q-Charm Pokemon, a male type, so you like encounter more females, and then also this is important. If you're using a Breloom, don't have, like for your catching Pokemon, don't have a toxic orb or anything that can kill itself, because, and I learned this the hard way, Eevee has a move called Covet that it will start with. And basically, if you didn't know, this move will basically steal the target's held item. So if he takes your toxic orb, in this case, like this Breloom has a toxic orb for an example. I actually have to put my toxic orb back on this Breloom, but yeah, if he takes the toxic orb, for instance, he's going to die because he doesn't have poison heal, and so I lost a female Eevee that way. So unfortunately, I missed out on some money. But yeah, basically, here's the haul. Very, very little. As you can tell, we have, what is this, 8, right? 8 Eevees, 2 females. I can't do math. This is 7. I'm really dumb. Okay, this is 7 Eevees. I used about 6 expert lures, so let's go ahead and pull up the calculator. Let's just run through the math here. This is not a very successful one, I'm not gonna lie at all. But yeah, let me see here. All right, so basically what we're gonna do is calc the price of an expert lure. I believe it is, if I remember correctly, my bag show up, hello? I believe it is 1500, right? So we're gonna start off with 1500, well, minus 1500 rather. So minus 1500, okay, I don't know how to do this minus. Oh, here, it should be, oh, here.
Necessarily make a mistake, so I don't want to like, show his OT, and like, it's not to shame him. Yo, what's up? My name's Petrowski, and today I wanted to make kind of a PSA style of video about breeding, especially breeding things like Eevee, but really this could apply to breeding any sort of Pokemon. So what I've been seeing a lot recently in my Discord, especially with newer players, and this is kind of a shout out to newer players, and I want to prevent you guys from making this mistake because it could cost you a lot of Pokeyen. But basically, what I see happen is people will breed up their favorite Pokemon, like they just figured out how to breed, they figure out how to pass the IVs, and they want to make like a really good version of their favorite Pokemon. A lot of times Eevee. So what I see a lot of is EVs like this, and if anyone knows where I'm going with this, or going to from this, you might already see. But basically, this is not a great EV to breed, and there's a reason for it. So this EV has 31 attack and 31 special attack, and that's the biggest issue. Most Pokemon in Pokemon do not need both of those IVs. 31 attack and 31 special attack are limited to certain Pokemon that kind of end up going mixed. And I'm going to try to explain that in a way here. This person didn't necessarily make a mistake, so I don't want to like, show his OT, and like, it's not to shame him. This is meant to be a specific breed for a specific Pokemon, but I want to specifically talk about Eevee in this video, and you guys can extend that to other reasonings for other Pokemon. So, out of all of the evolution lines, there is only a singular Eevee that can possibly go mixed effectively, and it's Flareon. And Flareon is not the best Pokemon in NU, but I think it's an interesting mixed wall breaker and an interesting Pokemon. So it's not bad to make a mixed Eevee. The issue is, once you make that mixed Eevee, you're basically wasting efficiency, or wasting money, or wasting resources when you could have like gone into 31 defense or another 31 if you don't go Flareon, because Flareon is literally the only Eevee that can effectively go mixed with 130 attack and 95 base special attack with good move pool to support it. Like, we can look at the other evolutions. I believe every other evolution, most other evolutions are almost all special. The only other two evolutions that actually need physical damage are going to be Leafeon, which I don't have its base stats of, but Leafeon I believe has a 130 physical attack base stat, and then a 60 special attack base stat, which is horrible special attack, like a 90 or 95 base stat speed. So Leafeon's a physical evolution, one of the few. And then same with surprisingly, the only other one would be Umbreon, and you would only want physical damage on Umbreon if you're going foul play Umbreon. Otherwise, Umbreon is strictly a wall and really doesn't need like any damage whatsoever. Usually it's more of a stally Pokemon, a wall. Usually don't need much damage on Umbreon at all. But if you want to go foul play Umbreon, that's where you want that 31 attack IV most likely to up the damage on that. But yeah, I just see this happen a lot, especially with EVs, where EVs is, it's such a fan favorite Pokemon. People want to breed like a really good EV, so they immediately, start breeding 31s on it willy-nilly without thinking about why they're breeding those 31s on, or what those 31s are going to do for a Pokemon. The reason Pokemon need 31s on certain IVs is to help accomplish the goal they're trying to accomplish and help achieve what they're trying to do, whether in PvP or PvM. The main thing this video is trying to get across is to, whenever you're breeding a Pokemon, before you start breeding, before you start putting 31s on it, before you start making it good, I need you to check the base stats and check Black White Smogon, check the GTL, check as many resources as you can, and make sure you understand what stats that Pokemon needs, and understand what IVs to breed onto that Pokemon. It's just very sad. I see a lot of people breed EVs like this, and then they've wanted to turn it into an Espeon the whole time, and they end up doing that, which is fine. You know, at the end of the day, I want you to do whatever makes you happy, but it just makes me sad because they wasted resources and they could have made it like a much better Espeon. So if let's say they wanted to make this Eevee an Espeon, they could have just put the 31 attack into one of the defenses and it would have been like a much better Espeon. And it makes a huge difference, especially something like Calm Mind Espeon. If you were to go Calm Mind Espeon and have like an 8 special defense or 15 special defense and maybe like 31 defense to make up for that, make it like pretty bulky, or put the 31 in special defense, like either way, it's just much better in one of the other stats. So this video was just kind of a short, small PSA about knowing what you're trying to breed before starting to breed. I see a lot of people just wasting money on that, and I want to try to prevent that. I want to try to prevent you guys from making the mistakes that other players have already made. This game's been around for almost a decade now. So many players have made so many mistakes that it's time to let others be aware of that, let other newer players, you know, be able to skip out on those mistakes. You guys don't need to go through that hardship as well. But anyways, that's basically it for this video. Please let me know if you have any comments or other discussion in the comment section below. I would love to have, you know, a discussion with some of you guys over this video. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content, guides, money making, PvP, shiny hunting, etc.
Today's remake is Lucario, a Generation 4 classic. It was released before Diamond and Pearl to generate hype, and boy did it succeed, as it instantly became one of the most popular Pokemon, which it remains today. From its excellent movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, to its prestigious spot on Sinnoh champion Cynthia's team, to even becoming a Smash character, Lucario has been in the spotlight constantly. No wonder they gave it a Mega Evolution in Gen 6. Today we're going to see if Lucario managed to stay competitive under that same spotlight, or if it couldn't handle the seed's harshness and got stage fright. And so we ask, how great was Lucario actually? And in this video we'll be going over these competitive formats. Lucario started Diamond and Pearl off primarily wielding choice spec sets, firing off powerful Aura Spheres from its superior base 115 special attack stat. There was a lot to like about Specs Lucario. Aura Sphere was strong stab, it had superb stab priority in Vacuum Wave, and it could smack fighting resist quite nicely with Shadow Ball and Hidden Power Ice. Lucario quickly established itself as one of the premier offensive threats of this new generation. But its days with Specs were numbered, as the player base discovered the power of physical sets. Despite Lucario's slightly lower attack stat of base 110, it hit much harder on average thanks to close combat's vastly superior base power relative to Aura Sphere. If we consider the example of both moves hitting a bulkless Shaman, whose defense and special defense are equal, Life Orb close combat easily outdamages Specs Aura Sphere. Close combat's colossal crushing capability catapulted Lucario to new levels of consistency and celebrity. It wasn't just stronger fighting stat that made Swords Dance Lucario better either. Say you wanted to run a Lucario that boosted itself through a setup move, so you couldn't be taken advantage of through choice locks. Special Lucario was also outclassed in this department, not just because of its lower power with Life Orb Aura Sphere, but because its setup move, Calm Mind, was the weaker option as well. Whereas the already stronger physical variant was boosted even further with Swords Dance. Oh, and it doesn't end there. While Lucario's speed stat was quite good for such a threat, it was its access to priority that made it as terrific as it was, since outspeeding it wasn't necessarily an option to deal with it. And physical Lucario also boasted better priority for ending games. Extreme speed. Sure, it didn't hit anything super effective, but its 80 base power was 20 base power stronger than Stab Vacuum Wave. And it had the crucial distinction of not being resisted by Psychic or Flying. If you had a faster fighting resist against a Vacuum Wave Lucario, you'd be fine, but this was very much not the case against E-Speed. Swords Dance Lucario quickly became one of Gen 4 OU's most defining Pokemon, and would remain as such throughout Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, excelling at fitting on so many different styles of teams, like Hyper Offense, more standard or bulky offense, balance, even bulkier semi-stall teams. It was especially lethal against Spikes, which it was one of the tier's best abusers of, as they pushed its close combats over the edge against bulkier Pokemon, and Extreme Speeds the same against faster ones. SD Lucario wasn't just great because its +2 close combat smashed through common physical walls like Skarmory, Swampert, and Hippowdon, or because its extreme speeds picked off far faster Pokemon with ease. It also excelled at finding setup opportunities despite its frailty, because its typing was absolutely loaded with useful resists, so even hard-hitting teams would often give it a turn through a choice move. Lucario's resilience in the face of passive damage ensured it was a major threat to defense too, with an incredibly hard quadruple resistance to Stealth Rock alongside immunities to Sandstorm and Toxic. Furthermore, Lucario could adapt itself to the trends of the metagame at hand and make itself far more difficult to deal with, both in nature and its last move. Adamant was preferred for maximizing its power, especially since Lucario's natural speed stat seemed tailor-made to get the job done. Its most notable example being how it outsped Timid Heatran by 1 point. But Jolly sets could be absolutely ruinous for negating offensive Suicune and Rotom appliances as checks, and for beating other Lucario, of course. Its standard at first was Crunch, letting it deal with Cresselia, Celebi, and Dusknoir that were popular in Diamond and Pearl, and this continued throughout Platinum, especially as it needed to stack the Rotom appliances. However, Lucario was also commonly paired with Tyranitar's Pursuit support, which would also target such Pokemon, so it could afford to try other moves to hit other checks. For instance, during Platinum, it could slot in Stone Edge to deal with popular checks in Bold Zapdos and Restock Gyarados. During Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it started using a second priority move, Bullet Punch. This let it blast past the Scarf Tyranitar that had exploded in popularity and had become a popular Lucario check, as well as ripping through Gengar. Later on, it would also be useful for Life Orb Aerodactyl that would become popular, and even outside of SD sweeping, it had its use, primarily for picking off weakened, boosted Dragon Dance Tyranitar. Eventually, Lucario shifted to using Ice Punch in the last slot for what had previously been considered its best, most immovable answer, Gliscor. Previously, Lucario had been paired with Gliscor lures like Mix, Flygon, and Tyranitar, eschewing Ice Punch since it was pretty much meaningfully only for Gliscor, and since Gliscor was faster, it had to be used on the switch, unlike Lucario's other preferred coverage moves. However, now Ice Punch also let it tear through the newly popular Nidoqueen, whose ability to take on other Lucario variants had been a big part of its increasing usage. This brought Lucario new life as a destroyer of new forms of stall, especially as Bold Zapdos had made a resurgence as well. As amazing and defining as Swords Dance Lucario was, it wasn't the only set it could run either. Specs was left behind in Diamond and Pearl, while others emerged as the generations progressed. The first, Agility, had a great popularity and success in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. With Agility, there was no need for Extreme Speed's priority, so Lucario could slot in Ice Punch alongside Crunch and turn the tables on many checks at once. Gliscor, Gengar, Choice Scarf Heatran, and the legal at the time Salamence, even post-Salamence ban, the set remained strong for its ability to lock in endgames, unable to be checked by Pokemon like Jirachi. That wasn't all either. Scarf Lucario was quite a force in endgame scenarios, with excellent natural power for a Scarfer, as well as the ability to revenge kill a huge portion of the tier's threats, including opposing SD Lucario, and a terrific stat for cleaning up weakened teammates. It also began to have an incredibly inventive edge to its game in Copycat. One compared this with Explosion users, so that after a teammate had exploded, Lucario could switch in and use Explosion itself, much to the surprise of the opponent. Copycat also had the benefit of completely ruining opponents who had phased Lucario in with Roar or Whirlwind. Lucario developed a reputation for Copycat reverse sweeping stall teams with this strategy. Sadly, it died out, as it was discovered the move was programmed incorrectly on the simulator used, and it would only get one phase off before it would fail. battle. But still, for a time, Stall teams were utterly terrified of Scarf Lucario of all things. They pretty much needed to slot and protect and hope they got lucky to stand a chance. Of course, Scarf Lucario was a strong set before Copycat was discovered as an option and continued to be one afterwards. Still, above all else, Swords Dance was Lucario's defining variant. It was considered the best late game sweeper in the tier for a long time and by a significant margin. Little else except maybe Agility and Polion can match the sheer terror and sweep potential of when Lucario was revealed at the end of a battle. It was so scary that it became somewhat of a running joke. The unrevealed last Pokemon would always be Lucario, but Lucario was simply so excellent it didn't matter. It would still rip through everything. It did slow down a bit over the years as Leftovers Fire Punch Jirachi took over the metagame, a Pokemon famous for its resilience that made it difficult for Lucario to pull off sweeps with ease it had before, but still this was little more than a small bump in the road. Lucario remained one of the most terrifying Pokemon around. After all, Jirachi certainly wasn't switching into Lucario. So overall, Lucario was one of the best, most metagame shaping Pokemon in Generation 4 OU, and was a significant force to be reckoned with. Oh, and that's not all. Lucario wasn't just also good in Ubers, it was arguably better. Its base 90 speed tier was very strong for the comparatively slower Ubers metagame. Most notably, it shared this speed with the likes of Groudon, Kyogre, Dialga, and Giratina Origin, and these Pokemon were usually slower. Lucario cut through Ubers the same way it did OU. After a Swords Dance, slower Pokemon got close combated into oblivion, and even the monstrously bulky Groudon with some spike support, with the exception of Giratina Origin, Giratina, and Cresselia, who got crunched something fierce. Lucario's close combat was also notable as one of the few attacks in the tier capable of truly scaring the incredibly bulky Dialga. Meanwhile, faster Pokemon like the Laddie Twins, Darkrai, Mewtwo, and Scarfers, as well as Swift Swim Kingdra, would get shredded by extreme speed. What made Lucario so ferocious was how effortlessly it grabbed Swords Dance opportunities, mostly due to its resistant laden typing that made it easy to get a free turn off of the many choice attacks it could take advantage of, especially when one such attack was so often Draco Meteor, meaning the opponent would be at -2 special attack and couldn't even try to brute force through Lucario's frailty. Note, the Swords Dance was going off, and that quite often meant the game was over. Lucario made a superb pairing with Rayquaza. They both barraged the opponent with Swords Dance extreme speeds, and they could get set up against the attacks that threatened the other. Lucario was also utterly devastating when paired with Wobbuffet, who could generate even more free turns for it by encoring opponents with a harmless move that Lucario could set up against, like Toxic. And even better, Wobbuffet could also set up Safeguard, which prevented opponents from statusing Lucario. Forget Will-O-Wisping it with Giratina or Thunder Waving it with Lugia or Cresselia. Overall, Lucario was an enormous threat and a defining metagame force in Ubers, capping off an incredible debut generation. Amidst Gen 5's masses of power creep, many of it fighting type, the player base didn't lose their enthusiasm for Lucario. On the contrary, it was once again poised to excel, and there was even potential for a new form of greatness, as it received Nasty Plot, finally able to match its physical boosting on the special side. Indeed, Nasty Plot sets were quite popular at first, especially as their use of Vacuum Wave as their priority also gave Lucario excellent utility as a revenge killer for the incredibly broken Excadrill. The extra help against Terrakion was very welcome too. Lucario would sometimes go as far as running Air Balloon over its usual Life Orb, which allowed it to actually turn Excadrill into setup fodder for Nasty Plot. The Air Balloon was also useful for Swords Dance variants Lucario to act as an Excadrill check and would help it in one-on-ones against the likes of Garchomp and Landorus. However, after Excadrill's ban, players not only ditched the Balloon, they also ditched the Nasty Plot variant. They no longer needed to scramble to check Excadrill any way they could, lessening the need for Vacuum Wave, which otherwise remained a much less useful priority move than Extreme Speed. Additionally, Aura Sphere's lower power relative to close combat also stood out in a metagame as focused on power as Gen 5. Thus, Swords Dance Lucario once again became the standard, and it immediately demonstrated itself to be one of the metagame's elite sweepers. Once again, it found plenty of setup opportunities against the many choice moves it resisted, and it could sweep at a moment's notice, especially with the double priority set cleaving through Terrakion, Gengar, and Scarf Tyranitar with ease. Lucario became a fixture on all types of hard-hitting teams, from setup spamming hyper offense teams to more balanced spike setups, especially appreciating Tyranitar's pursuit support against walls like Jellicent and Slowbro. It was a defining offensive force throughout Black and White 1, and when Team Preview was discovered at the beginning of the generation, the player base base feared it would be nearly impossible to pull off sweeps with Lucario like it had in Generation 4, because now the opponent would know it was coming. But it was a testament to its excellence that it pulled off sweep after sweep even now. Black and White 2 came around, however, and brought with it even more power creep. Fighting centric again, with the newly added Keldeo, the utterly terrifying Technician Breloom, and even a buffed Conkeldurr at that. Additionally, an incredible, highly splashable Lucario check, Landorus Therian, was added. All of this, in addition to Lucario's very limited defensive utility in a game more overrun by threats than ever, began testing its OU viability, and though it seemed like the same old Lucario it had always been, its usage began to lessen, especially at higher echelons of battle, as the player base realized that, while it was by no means a bad Pokemon, there was just very little point in using it over its competition, and this was especially exacerbated with Reuniclus eventually coming to dominate the metagame. Lucario never fell out of OU before the generation ended, but no serious Gen 5 player would consider it a true OU Pokemon. It completely ceased to be seen in high-level play. It was a sad end to what started out as another massively successful generation for the Aura Pokemon. Fortunately, Lucario was launched back to OU stardom in Generation 6 with the addition of a hilariously powerful Mega Evolution. Looking back at it, it is Aegislash-esque in how it was one of those Pokemon where you wonder how it wasn't banned immediately. Okay, at first there were more pressing things running around, true. However, once Deoxys and Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Gengar and Mega Blaziken were out of the picture, it baffles the mind how Mega Lucario lasted as long as it did. Perhaps it was the fact that it was comparatively not as outrageous as those others, but it really wasn't far behind. Now, Mega Lucario's base 145 attack and 140 special attack were monstrous, of course, but in and of themselves, they weren't that outrageous. Landorus and Thundurus Therian had long been OU after all. However, it didn't end there. Mega Lucario's ability was adaptability, which meant its stabs hit incredibly hard, as they received a double boost instead of the usual 50%. Okay, that's more alarming, but still not necessarily too much. Oh, it had stunning base 112 speed, 112 so perfectly placed as to outrun Thundurus Incarnate, itself already one of the fastest Pokemon around and so threatening because it outran speedsters Latios and Keldeo. Yeah, never mind, Mega Lucario was utterly monstrous. It even received a significant boost to its base defense, going up to a very respectable base 88. Now it would never be KO'd by Gliscor's Earthquake, even after Stealth Rock. So much for one of its best answers. Then again, so much for answers was pretty much Mega Lucario in a nutshell. It brute forced its way through pretty much everything en route to establishing itself as one of the premier Megas in OU. Almost nothing could withstand its speed and power, and Arceus helped you if it switched into a knockoff before it Mega Evolved, activating its base form's justified ability and giving it a free +1 attack boost. It was also uniquely endowed as a fighting type, comparatively unafraid of the new fairy types, as its Steel Stab would completely obliterate them. As if that wasn't enough, with adaptability helping push Vacuum Wave to greater levels of power, as well as Mega Lucario being so fast it sometimes didn't even need priority, it could now viably attack from both the physical and special sides, and not knowing which one it would be made dealing with it even more ridiculous. The player base began calling for its ban quite quickly, and eventually, Mega Lucario received the ban hammer. Better late than never. Mega Lucario's impressive profile was no longer as overwhelming in the Uber tier, but impressive it remained. Throughout X and Y, it was a fixture on Deoxys speed hyper offense teams, as it was incredibly adept at locking endgames down. Healthy teams had enough trouble withstanding its assault, let alone weakened ones. Its typing and solid defense meant it wasn't at all afraid of Mega Kangaskhan's revenge killing either, and it was an absolute force against stall. Mega Lucario also had one very important piece of defensive utility. Its stab adaptability boosted Bullet Punch was a great revenge killing tool against weakened Geomancy Xerneas, the Pokemon that had a stranglehold over the tier. It did incredible damage for a priority move, usually dealing roughly 45% at minimum and usually going higher. It wasn't uncommon for it to break 50%. For such an excellent sweeper to also provide such an important defensive contribution made